Honey ho, guys and gals. It's Red and the Missus here.
Hi.
Welcome to Tool Talk Live every Sunday night. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good evening. Apparently, my phone decided to be crazy.
How are you all doing? Let's see who all is in the house.
Oop.
Jason Blair, Di, Chaka Gillis, Charles Seifers. Welcome to the Cub.
Bing, 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 bing.
Welcome new Den member. Thank you, Charles. We appreciate the support.
Thank you.
Michael Kite, Barbecue 76. Yeah, got rogue hair going on there. Let's see here. Gurpit Singh in Canada. Wow. Princess Jamie in the house. Let's see here. Who else? We got Jessie's here, of course. She's always here.
Who is that?
Forrest John Drone Reviews. How's it going? Ian Redline, of course. Steve's in the house. Let's see here. And Jeff Toohey. Jeff Toohey makes it.
Hey,
Jeff. How's it going? Jeff says, thank you so much for stopping by yesterday and spending time with your great family at the barbecue. You are always welcome here. I just want to say a huge thank you to Jeff Toohey having us over. He's over in Bozeman. He invited the family over. It was last week or so to a barbecue. We hang out with him and some friends of his for an afternoon of barbecuing some great food. We had some ribs, kind of a pork roast. There was slaw and
Potato salad.
And
The kids
cornbread.
ran around.
And the kids went crazy. They went off exploring. They went and go talk to the horses and stuff. Just a great old time. So much fun. Good people, that's for sure.
Shout out to Jeff too.
Griffin's behind us. He's saying big shout out to Jeff, saying thank you for letting him go play with the horses and run around and be crazy. Let's see here. What else we got going on here? Forrest John says hello Bear, and Steven says, how's your back doing? My back is probably around 70%. It would be probably doing better if I didn't keep doing stupid stuff. The missus was exhausted the other night. She went to bed early. I sat down in my favorite recliner, which is unfortunately a little bit on the low side.
Yep.
Typically, she has to give me a hand getting up when my back's out. Normally, I can get up on my own, but when my back's out, it's a little touchy, and I tried to do it by myself because I was being a stubborn cuss. I didn't want to wake her up, and I hurt myself.
Yep. Can't leave him alone.
Yeah. Poor decisions all the way around.
Yep. Javier Estrada with the $5 super chat.
Javier.
I hold a Harbor Freight cashier de Bear sent me, and they said, you're not getting inside info.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Oh, you told a Harbor Freight. Nice. Very nice. Thank you for the $5 super chat. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you.
TZ says, what do you think of the new Milwaukee 1-inch impacts? They've been out for a little while now. I think they've been pretty much tested, and I have not used one myself, but everyone who's used one, I think, says they're just an absolute beast. It's hard to go wrong with anything in the Milwaukee impact line. So, Donna Ross says, last week the missus was cold. This week the missus is warm.
The Mister.
Oh, the Mister is warm. Oh,
Yep.
and you got your sweater. It was a little chilly today, windy, gusty.
Very
today.
windy.
The Livingston living up to its blustery reputation. And Ian says, hello, Bear family. Hope your week's been good. It's been a great week, honestly. Getting a lot of stuff done around the house. Doing some stuff with friends. Boy, we've been busy. Got to hang out with our local friends, Mike and Dee. Had a great time over at their house. Helped them out. The Cubs, they signed up the Cubs for their poop pickup business. And they decided to expand a little bit and mow the yard, do some trimming and whatnot. And then we hung out, had a few drinks, and just spent a great afternoon hanging out with them. And then Saturday morning, we were at a private auction for a ranch, auction off a bunch of ranch equipment. I picked up some Proto wrenches, some Armstrong wrenches, a Makita sander, and 2 Hilti corded power drills, some older ones. Gonna have some fun testing those. And what else? A lot of interest. Man, somebody picked up an old vintage like cast iron lathe, the kind that comes on a bench. You have to run, you'd have like a motor mounted down below. You'd run a belt up to and everything. Paid $5 for it. I'm pretty sure it was worth more than $5 just in the metal value alone. Just some fabulous. Some people overpaid for some stuff. There was a weather vane that went for like $120 and some others, and it wasn't like an old one
Other
either.
cutout stuff was like kind of expensive too.
They went pretty pricey, but none of that was the old vintage stuff. All the old vintage stuff went really cheap.
Yeah.
Other than the blacksmithing tools. The blacksmithing tools went pretty pricey. We didn't get to stick around for the whole thing. We missed out on some other power tools I wanted to see. There were some black powder rifles, and they had some vehicles. But we had to make it to the barbecue up in Bozeman, so,
Yep.
priorities and such. Let's see here. Barbecue 76 says, start off the show talking about hanging out for a barbecue, having a great time. And it wasn't me. Well, did you invite us over? Did he invite us over? Did you not tell me about the invite?
Are you in Bozeman? I don't think so.
We try to, anytime a viewer or anybody makes a reasonable offer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do.
If they want us to come over at midnight or something like that, maybe not, but
Yep.
I kid. No, man, it was a great time. Ian says, got a new Tacoma 2 years ago. Finally got to take it off-roading. Got to say I'm happy with this truck. Oh, no doubt. I've not heard one negative word about the Tacomas. James Fair says, what do you think about DeWalt 20-volt sanders? And should I get orbital or sheet sander? Well, orbital versus sheet is entirely dependent on the kind of work you're going to do. Secondly, I'm expressly not a fan of cordless sanders. They chew through battery like nobody's business. Just a glutton for batteries. So unless you're doing an operation where it's going to be some light duty sanding, or it's just going to be a place where you can't run a cord, you should be using a corded sander, because you'll just destroy batteries. You'll go through them so fast. And that said, I'm really not a fan of the DeWalt. I think it's overpriced. When it comes to sanders, to be fair, I'm not the most what am I trying to say? I'm not that particular. As long as it vibrates and it sands and it does what it's supposed to do, I'm good with it. I've bought some really cheap orbital sanders. I bought some, I've got a DeWalt orbital sander. I can't tell the difference between my DeWalt one and my Black & Decker. Could be because they're made by the same company. I don't know, but the DeWalt was twice the price of the Black & Decker. And it definitely does not do twice the job. Hold on, scrolling past me here. Rodney says, hey Jeff, did you get my email? I seem to think that I did. I can't remember what it was about. Hold on just a second here. I know you sent me something. Oh, you asked about the mailing address. I am so sorry. I will get that to you. We're still trying to finalize the mailing address, our P.O. box up here. The Jay Who's in the house. Hey, Jay Who. What's up, he says. Ronald Smith says, hope your Saturday was great. How's that gazebo? Not my gazebo. You saw the photo of that gazebo.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my. Yep. That looks like it was just waiting to become a kite.
I was like, perhaps their house is like a block and a half away.
Yeah.
And I know Chris didn't do at the Den of Tools, but he said Lowe's could not make a scheduled delivery. Had to borrow a truck and trailer from my job to get fence material. I arrived after being told all was ready. 2.5 hours later, still never got what I ordered. Oh, I would be fit to be tied.
Yeah. That'd be hot. I'll tell you this real quick. So we bought, if you guys remember from last week, I think we mentioned last week, we're talking about getting a gun safe, a little budget gun safe. And so we actually went out and we bought it. And they asked us, hey, what do you need delivery? We had our truck with us. My first thought was, no, we'll load it in the truck. We'll take it home. We'll get it inside. It only weighs like 400 pounds but that day my back had been kind of acting up. It was a little twingy. And I get there, and usually at the end of a day, after a long day, you get tired, and your muscles, because what happens is when you hurt yourself like that, your muscles try to make up for what your tendons and stuff are supposed to be doing. So at the end of the day, your muscles are tired and they can't keep doing the job. So you start feeling those twinges again. And I'm like, that was probably going to be $100, $150 for delivery. These things are stupid heavy. There's no way. We'll just have to figure out a way to do it. We'll science the snot out of this thing and we'll make it happen. I'm like, but if it's like $50, if it's as cheap as $50, maybe I'll do it. They come back. They're like, okay, yeah, delivery's going to be, and they look at me like they're throwing out a real highball number that's going to shock me. She's like, it's going to be $25. I'm like, to deliver a gun safe and put it and install it and bring it into our house. Yeah, that's sold right there.
Yep.
So anyway, but they said, but we won't be able to get it there till next week. I'm like, as long as I don't have to do it.
Yep.
Sure. So anyway, not this week, probably next week. We'll do an update, do a whole demo on what you can get for your budget gun safe needs. And let's see here. Princess Jamie says, "Hello, Bears. Nice ears, Jesse." You know, I need to set up your view on this, don't I?
I got a thingy over here.
You got a thingy? Is that a technical term I don't know about?
It's very technical.
Very technical.
It's so technical, I can't even tell you about it.
Javier Estrada, the Bears. Hey, Javier. Thank you so much again for the super chat there.
Yes, that was super awesome. I am setting an alarm so that I don't forget, A, my child, and B, so that I don't forget the Adopt-A-Mods. Because I feel like sometimes we get so wrapped up in stuff.
Well, Steven says, wow, $5 for vintage lathe. I'd bid on that. I almost did. I wanted to so badly. It's one of those things that's a project. You need to build it into something. You got to get a motor for it. I got so many other projects and I don't have a place to put it. I still got to, until we build that garage shop, I can't be taking on stuff like that. But the hand tools, it came down to, they had this whole selection of hand tools. There were 6 of them in all, and there was one of those double handle drills / mud mixer kinds that was a little bit newer. There was a newer Milwaukee snippers, and there was another newer drill, and so they did it like, okay, they're like, any of these, we're doing these 6, highest bid, and you could opt to take one or all at that price. If you say it was a $20 bid, if you took all of them, it'd be 6 times 20. Well, each person who won the next bid only took one. It comes down to the last 3 items, and I get it for $5. I'm like, all 3, and they're like, wow, awesome. I'm like, I just paid less money than all you other fools and got 3 tools, and just because that one was slightly newer. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I want to get to work with these. The wrenches, they're combo wrenches. I probably paid a more than you probably should for at an auction. But around here, big wrenches, so much farm equipment and stuff, people are always looking for big wrenches like this. And Proto and Armstrong are 2 pretty good names for that sort of thing. TNT says, next time you have barbecue, try some Carolina mustard barbecue sauce. Best you'll ever have. I've had all sorts of barbecue. I've had Carolina, and I've had mustard, and I've had vinegar, and I've had dry rub from Texas, and some KC and Memphis barbecue. And, you know, I'll be honest. I lean towards that sweet barbecue when you put the sauce on it before you barbecue it, so it caramelizes and gives you that candy kind of coating to it. That's kind of my favorite.
That is your favorite.
Hang on. And I bet I like my ribs that fall off the bone. I do.
Barbecue 76 says, $2 super chat. Says, yes, I did invite you. We will have words later. Were you in Bozeman? I'm just saying.
How far away are you? I might make the drive. For good barbecue, I might do it.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like...
Besides, we need a good road trip this summer.
We do.
We're going to Canada.
Honey, we're not going to Canada. We have to renew our passport. Yeah. Which we're going to do. So $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Barbecue 76. Bing, 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 bing.
Wohawk says, had bison, or as I like to say, Tatonka. Tatonka burgers. Same price as beef.
Yep.
I have to admit, not a huge fan of bison. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. Not a bad.
I find it
not
to
bad,
be dry.
but feels a little dry to me. It's not got enough fat content for me. Now, when they do half and half between a high grade fat ground beef mixture with bison, that's not a bad burger. But elk is my favorite.
There is another $2 super chat. Says, Mrs. Bear, you're not allowed to yawn. No excuses. Snap. Called me out.
Good luck with
3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. I have a bing problem. Thank you so much. Excuse you,
Really?
Bella. I think someone might need to go outside.
She's chewing on her fox. She's exerting dominance with her stuffed animal. Forrest John says, thank you for what you said about the Bauer drill and impact drivers. I've used them since, and they are great. Awesome. I can tell you, when we came up to Montana for the year, and I can only bring so much stuff. I have all these. You guys have probably seen like all the impacts, everything else I have. You know what I brought? I brought my Bauer stuff. And Princess Jamie says, I will fully recommend the Doyle brand at Harbor Freight. It's not bad when you get it. And the thing is, you can use the 20 and 25% off coupons on that stuff. DR Falcon says, I am not a mod. How is DR Falcon not a mod? What did you do? Did you demod him or something?
I like how it's always my fault.
It is.
Obviously.
Let's hear Joe Smith. Joe Smith in the house. Joe Smith is here. Hey, Joe.
Hello.
And he always sneaks in, man. He comes in, he sneaks. He's like that kid who cuts in, waits for the teacher to turn around and slides into the back of class.
Oh.
AKA me when I was in school.
AKA you.
Dean Slago says, cord equals infinite power. I was actually planning to do. You know what? I'm not going to say it. Because every time I say some video idea I'm going to do,
then
the next week, someone does that video. I don't know if people are listening, writing down my ideas, or if it's just, cosmic influences. But I'm sorry. But you're going to see this come up in a video here shortly.
GR Falcon's a morning mod.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure he's a mod here tonight as well. He should take a look at it.
Well, he said right after, he goes, I'm a mod. So, yes.
Eric. Hey, Eric. How's it going? Got the Icon tool chest delivered. Oh, my God. That is some serious steel. I'm super impressed with the heavy dutiness of it.
Yes.
You're just stunned by how heavy that sucker is, aren't you? I got the 56 inch or whatever. I could not believe how heavy that thing was without anything in it. Let's see here. Wait, you're fucking on it. Anyway. Let's see here. We talked about that. Ion says the Bauer orbital sander has been serving me very well for over a year now. There you go. Robert Abb says buy the random orbit sander that has the cheapest and easiest available backup pads, as that is your biggest cost as they wear. Robert, that's not a half bad point. People don't think about that, and it's something I've really guessed I never put into words, but you're right, because I think about it every time I go to peel off the sandpaper. I'm like, okay, let's be careful and not rip another pad to shreds. Let's see here. Where'd I go here?
Oh my goodness.
What?
Maintenance Man, hello, with the $9.99 super chat. Howdy, Mr. and Mrs. Bear.
Maintenance Man, how you doing, my man?
I'm gonna do the cowbell.
Uh-oh.
So cover your ears. 3, 2, 1. Maintenance Man. I think everyone is paying attention now.
Oh my gosh.
Are we awake?
Anyway, thank you very much, sir. If
Thank
guys
you so
haven't,
much.
Go and check out his channel. He's got a fabulous channel. He's been doing some great reviews lately. So some good hands-on stuff. Go check it out.
And Rodney Crossland Jr., $2 super chat, says, ring the bell, ring the bell.
You can ring my bell. All right, enough singing.
Ring my bell.
Ring the bell.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing.
Oh my gosh. Ion says, did you see the video of the new Harbor Freight stands cracking at the weld? My understanding is there was one stand this happened to, and when you put out 1 million of products, unfortunately there's going to be every so often a bad one. I want to see more information on that. Di says, eating at Gino's deep dish pepper. Oh, that sounds so good. Deep dish pepperoni pizza. Paul's tool reviews is corded for saws, sanders, impact wrenches, everything else, battery's fine, not counting air tools if you have a strong enough compressor. Well, at that point, it's the same, almost, well, not exactly the same. You can get a little more power for some of that stuff, especially like impacts and stuff, out of air than you can through AC.
Oh, sorry. Barbecue 76 with a $2 super chat. And he is Nobel for him. Nobel.
The Nobel Prize.
Sorry, Barbecue 76. I will remember. I did forgotten.
How dare you forget?
I know. Griffin just said, "How dare I forget?" Oh my goodness.
Ion Redline says that picture looked sketchy. I don't know. It didn't look like it broke at the weld. It looked like it broke just off the weld. I don't know. Couldn't see a close enough picture of it, but still. Ronnie says mailed it to Vegas, assuming that it will be forwarded to you in Montana. We do have somebody who can get our mail there, so hopefully
Yes, and we
they should be able to
did
handle
get a
it.
package just a few days ago.
Oh.
So you are not crazy. Or you're not crazy. We are having it forwarded to us.
Oh, I might be crazy. Justman says, just teasing. I'm just teasing you. That's all right, man. Ian says, I was able to fit my 1,500-pound lathe in the back of my truck. It was an interesting 65-mile drive back to my house. Interesting is one way to put it. Princess Jamie says, my new rolling toolbox weight is the reason I opted to take my trailer to pickup because of the ramps. Someone else suggested I load up my truck, and I was like, nope, no. I even thought about bringing the Icon up to Montana, and I'm like, I didn't bring the trailer down, so it would be going in the back of the truck. I'm like, no. I might come back down with the trailer and get it. I don't know what we're going to leave down there and bring up here. We're still kind of shifting things around, but I'm not loading that in the back of a pickup truck. Crazy says, I'm stuck in quarantine. I ran out of toilet paper. What grit of sandpaper should I use? 5 million grit.
Yeah.
Forrest John says, I have a good question. Why do a lot of people look down to Harbor Freight and say that they sell cheap crap? I don't think they sell crap. Well, they do. Okay, let's just be honest. Some of the stuff they do sell a lot of it actually is cheap crap, and it's to fit a specific need of, I'm going to do this one-off job, and I don't want to invest a bunch of money in this tool that I'm really never going to use again. Harbor Freight's a great solution for that. Some people I have to get started, and I can't afford anything else. Give me a tool that at least get me to the next stage. And Harbor Freight's been good for that. And about 5, going on 6 years ago now, they said, okay, we've got the whole cheap tool thing down. Let's go ahead and move to the next stage and start offering not just the low tier stuff, but the middle tier and the upper tier as well. And that's what they've started rolling out. And this channel started right when they started doing that. And the real reason was to help people find the diamonds in the rough in the cheap stuff they had, the stuff that was really good.
Yep.
So you didn't waste your money on something that was too inexpensive or too poorly built.
And you didn't waste your money on really expensive tools if you could get something else that
would do the job.
Yep.
And
Cheaper.
in fact, and I was just talking our good friend Jeff Toohey, we're just at his ranch this past weekend. He's a rancher. They've got nearly 1,000 acres over there with a 5th generation rancher. And when he started off, he, back in the day, he went in, mechanical school, and he, for working on stuff around the ranch, he had all Snap-on tools and everything else. And as I said to him, that long ago, Snap-on was the way to go quite often with that kind of stuff. If you wanted high-end tools and you wanted to make sure they worked, you didn't really have the options like you do today. Technology hasn't changed the manufacturing, hasn't changed the tools as much, specifically hand tools, but it's changed the manufacturing process immensely to the point where the Harbor Freights and the tool truck alternatives have managed to catch up. And these days, I think a lot of people just hate on Harbor Freight because they're still buying into that same marketing stuff like Snap-on sells, spending that kind of money. And when you spend that kind of money, you have to justify it to yourself. And they don't like people who burst your little bubble. Let's hear it. And I am a professional bubble burster. Sorry.
he really is.
Javier says, I went to a Mopar swap last month about 15 minutes from town and found a lot of Mopar people are weird. Yeah, we are. I saw a shaker hood for $4,000 for a Plymouth Roadrunner. Oh, okay. I love the Roadrunner, especially with the shaker hood on it. But yeah, those parts, man, they're insane. Steven says, we just had dinner and you're making my stomach talk again, talking about barbecue.
Yummy, yummy, yummy barbecue.
Oh, it's Jeep stuff in the house. Good evening. Just got back from our Jeep trip, so a touch late. We have to listen in the car.
Aw. Well, I'm glad you're listening even from the car.
Jay Who says, I hustled a Viking 55-inch barbecue grill. Can't wait to cook on it. Oh, wow.
Cool.
That sounds like fun. Ian says, a road trip to Tacoma, Washington. I got plenty of space in my place for you and a home machine shop for you to play in. Oh, wow. That would be fun.
Jeez.
Tacoma. Have we been to Tacoma?
I have, but I don't think you
No.
have.
What's the town on the west side we went to?
Spokane?
No, on the east side. Sorry, not the west side. Hold on.
Coeur d'Alene?
No, that's in Idaho. But it's near it.
It was on our trip there.
Usually pretty so good. It was Spokane. I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
So where is Tacoma's over near Seattle. No, we haven't made it. I've only made it to Spokane. That's the only place in Washington I've been to. So anyway, maybe next trip we can make it a longer trip. And Chris says, trying to barbecue after fence is done should finish in the morning.
Oh, no.
Ronald, Canada is close to the United States, and everywhere else they have a travel ban. I've never been closed for a while. It looks like. I don't know what the travel is like here. Can you cross the border?
Not into Canada or Mexico currently.
Wow. James Ferris says, do you like Harbor Freight tools? Answer, does a bear? Yeah. Di says, eating at Geno's. Oh, we talked. Other than the ones I read before. My chat message had jumped on me. I was like, things seem a little bit out of place here. Let me catch up here. Crazy says, should I spend $100 on a jigsaw? Only if a jigsaw is really important to you. And one thing I want to point out is, like, when people talk about orbital functions on like sanders and stuff like that, they get you a finer level of detail. When you see orbital on like the jigsaw or a recip saw, it's for speed. Actually, the cut is much coarser. So it'll rip more than it will cut, but it will be a much faster cut. Patrick says, love the Bauer tools. Only downside is the charger takes forever to recharge. Yeah, it's a standard charger. It's not one of the fast chargers.
Bellahound.
And my guess is they're going to have to come out with a fast charger because they're coming out with the higher capacity batteries. There's no way they're going to be able to, sell you an 8 or 9 hour battery with that charger.
Now, going back to Barbecue 76 super chat where he was reminding me that I forgot the no bell for him. Is that like beers and an angry face? I'm not sure what that means.
Angry beer
beers?
face?
Angry beer face. I angry beer face back at you.
Hopping mad.
That must be it. That must be it.
Mike Adams, how's the back, Jeff? It's still twingy because I keep making stupid choices.
Because he continues to live life and not just recuperate. And
I made
care
a
of
stupid
himself.
choice today.
You probably made a stupid choice 5 minutes ago.
I moved that outboard motor. Thing's got to weigh 150 pounds. What's up, dog?
Yeah, the next super chat fund me will be like, hey, Jeff's back hospital situation.
Sorry, Labrador break. Oh, look at that. Hi.
While
Look
we're
at
doing
that.
Hi,
Yeah.
Bella.
you wanna
Oh,
give
yes,
Bobby
that was
kisses
in
the
my face.
Kisses in the face. Yeah.
Can you say I'm so glad
Oh, that's my
that
face.
Lady Claire is doing well?
Yes.
Jennifer White Wolf's doggy was very sick and had surgery, and she's doing well. So Bella is super excited that Lady Claire is okay. And
I'm
I
gonna
don't
grab
see
that tongue.
Blind Toolman, but he has a doggins too. Oh, that
Down.
hurts my
Down.
body.
Down. Too much loving.
She's like, I
Ren
want to love you in the face.
Stuck her paw right in my armpit.
Hey, could be worse.
Oh, slobber.
Don't you dare.
So much. Oh, look.
Oh,
All the dog slobber for you.
I'm going to hurt you.
Yep.
Shaka did a super chat for $2.
Hold on.
Says,
Hold on. Is it about how much she loves Ryobi?
It's like that, but different. Ryobi is garbage, hands down.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Just in time for Ryobi days.
I have to bing the bell.
Bing the bells.
3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you so much. $2 super chat from Shaka.
Maintenance man had mentioned, sorry I've been absent, but work has been crazy. At least you've had work, right?
Yes, that is definitely a blessing these days. So no hurt feelings. We're super glad that you are working.
And Zappian was the man. He posted a link to Maintenance Man's channel. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Zap.
Yay! Awesome.
And Barbecue 76 says, I'm a mod, though I have no idea how or why.
Who said that?
He was Barbecue 76 was talking to DR Falcon that he's a mod.
Yep.
No one's really quite sure how this sort of thing happens.
There's
it just
magical
happens.
modness that happens.
Yeah. Walk is like, aren't we all mods now? It might be the case. Let's see here. Ion Redline says, flexing that icon box. I'm excited to get the 44-inch US General roller box for my birthday in July. Yeah, you know, that is a great value. When that goes on sale for $400, that is a really great box to get. I had thought about doing all US General up here and then having the icon line down in Las Vegas. We'll have to see here. And Fred Hill says, I feel like such an idiot. Someone hacked into my email internet account with the help of Comcast help. I'm all set up with a new email. I know I was hacked when they ask of money. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Fred. That sucks when that happens. Eric says, last week someone asked about how to become a bear and you pointed out the join button. I decided to look into it and there is no join button. I must be blind. Really? You know, I've heard people say that they don't see one. I wonder if are you on mobile? Are you on a computer? Are you on Mac, Linux, PC? That's so weird. Ronald Smith says, if the box doesn't weigh anything, it tells you that it's thin and the quality is not there. If you put your tools in, it breaks in half and tells you how good.
Did you do Javier Estrada's $2 super chat?
No, I did not. I have not gotten there.
$2 super chat for Jeff's hospital bill. Thank you.
Nice.
I appreciate that. We're gonna use that because you're gonna need to go.
I might.
$2 super chat. Thank you, Javier. Bing, 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 bing. And I will get a phone call again. That was Miss Eleanor. She is being a mother's helper to a friend of ours, and she said she was going to call me back. So she's obviously forgotten that it's Sunday and that we're live streaming.
Yes. Well,
It happens.
we often forget what day of the week it is around here. Let me see here. I was trying to see if I could find a quick pic of the motor that we have.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I think that's it there.
Yeah, we just need that stand. Mm-hmm. Yep. So,
Well, that's one of my projects this week is to build a stand for it.
Yep. Daughter of Ross says, at the Den of Tools, Apple products don't always have the join button. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
They have some issues with, they don't like allowing you to do,
Okay. Are you okay? Do you have something in your snout?
they don't allow you to accept money through other means.
Griffin, can you take Bella outside? Take Bella outside. Bella's decided. Okay. I will be right back. It's the girl child.
Let's see here. Didn't I just say yes on that? All right. Add new source. Sorry, this is taking a moment. Just a moment, please. There we go. Boom. Anyway, it's an old vintage Evinrude. There we go. Son of a shoe. There we go. The thing is stupid kind of heavy. And her dad, we pulled it out of the basement. It used to be her dad's. He used it. He had a small fishing boat he would use up here. The boat he sold. We have the oars and we have the motor. So she really loves the idea of getting another boat and using the motor on it. So we're going to try and rebuild it, see if we can make it live again, but thing is just in the way. And I have to find a way to get it upright because laying down, it's just a danger to itself and others. So hopefully we can figure something out there. Anyway, but yeah, it's a boat anchor in and of itself. Fred Hill says, I've been using my Bauer drill. I love it. Man, it has some stones. I really love all of my Pittsburgh tools and Bauer tools. That's awesome. Michael says, Michael, how goes it, my man? Evening kids just tuned in. Andrew Miller says, how has your Hercules miter saw been holding up? I'm wanting a nice stand for my DeWalt, but not really impressed with the DeWalt stand. I was super unimpressed with the DeWalt stands. The Hercules stand is excellent. I won't say it's like the best stand I've ever seen, but it's in for that style of like scissor leg kind of stands. It's in the top notch ones. I mean, like the Makita one, it's a good one also. Who else makes another one like that? I'm trying to think. There was a third. I can't think of the name of it right now. Rigid does more of a scissor lift kind of rather than the four legs. It does a nice one with the auto lift function on it. Michael's. Oh wait, where
Hang on.
Michael's? What?
We have Halen Wolf with the $5 super chat. Good evening, Bears. Well, Ryobi days are going well because they're sold. Oh my gosh, my dog has lost
Go
her
lay down,
mind.
Bella.
They are sold out of a lot of the deals. How long will the deal last? So let me do the bings and you answer the question. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing.
You know
Sorry.
that sends her into a frenzy.
She's already in a frenzy.
Bella.
She's completely out of her mind.
Lay down.
And if you think it's the bings that does it to her,
It does. It sets her off.
I got a
every time.
bridge that I'm going to sell you. So his question was how long the deals are good for.
It lasts for quite a while, if I'm not mistaken, or while they have supplies.
I think also a number of companies have maybe been extending sales just because of what's going on right now. I know not Menards. I am so tired. We don't have Menards. Murdoch's said that they had extended their sale.
Did they now?
Yes.
Let me see here. I was just looking up. They just talked about Ryobi days here.
Oh, no.
What's wrong?
Javier Estrada said, at the Den of Tools, my neighbor bought the icon box you have, and he hurt himself trying to move it around. Oh, I'm sorry.
I could see that happening.
Yep.
Yeah, the sale goes through August 2nd for
That's a
Ryobi
while.
days. So, yeah, the Ryobi days usually goes on for quite some time. And let's see here. Ron Smith says it will be no more deep dish pizza from Chicago since they burnt down all the pizzerias. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, no bueno.
Troy says the replacement jack stands for the Pittsburgh the replacement jack stands for the Pittsburgh jack stands currently being recalled are breaking. No, they're not. One person, one like it was I don't know if it was a channel or a blog or something. One person had one jack that broke, and we don't know what they did to it. Something about they put it on a Volkswagen Golf. We don't know if they dropped it. We don't know what happened to it. One stand. Let's not start screaming the sky is falling. What?
I just thought you'd gone back too far. You're good.
You mind your chat window. I'll mind mine.
I am. You talkie, so then I
Get
can
your
talkie.
little antlers over there. Have you ever had, Michael asks, have you ever had an injury with tools? I had a table saw kickback accident. I've had more than a couple. The worst injury I've ever had directly from the tool, not while working, but directly from the tool, was I had a table saw kickback, and it was entirely my fault. The riving knife was not up on the saw, and I had been sick, and I'd been sitting there thinking in my head about all these things like, how could I fix this one piece? And I went, if I cut a piece like this, I could insert. I don't even remember what it was I was trying to build, but I remember having the idea that I needed to cut a piece, and it was a small piece, but I had to cut it on the table saw for some reason, and I was on all sorts of cough medicine.
I was
and
going to say,
whatnot.
you were sick. It was in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I
And
remember that.
and I went out to cut it, and I shouldn't have been using machinery in the least bit. But at least I was like, not standing in front of the workpiece. I was standing off to the side, doing the right stuff that way. But but because it was a smaller piece than you probably should cut on a table saw, it kicked back and it grazed me on the left side going by, left a nice little welt.
And your arm.
And on my arm, because it went between my arm and my chest, and actually, it was, I guess lower chest, upper abdomen. What else have I done? Well, I fell 2.5, almost 3 stories while being a carpenter, but it wasn't the tool that did that to me.
That was gravity.
I
You
walked
can't
right
really
off the edge
blame
because
that.
I wasn't paying attention to something. I was doing another job. I was marking level lines using a laser level that was set in the center of the floor, and I was walking around marking lines, and I stepped right into the gap where the stairs were going to be. Let's see here. Any other good injuries that I can think of? I've been
broke your thumb.
not. I didn't break my thumb with tools.
Oh my god.
Griffin's like, you broke your thumb one time. I did, and I was trying to swat a fly. It was stupid, and most of my injuries are stupid. And let's see, what else did I do? I've been whacked by drilling metal in a drill press, having it seize up on me, get a good whack from that. But, not even a bruise, just sore. Everything okay?
Yeah, just a sad message.
Oh,
I will say when you're done with your...
okay.
So, Ryan Nirvana said, at the Den of Tools, hi, you two. My best friend died today. I am so sorry. That is awful.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I am sending you big hugs. So, we are here for you. Reach out to us. Cannot replace anyone, obviously. But that is terrible. And I am so sorry. We will be praying for you and your friend's family.
Yeah, that's... Anyway, Frank says, I just wish Harbor Freight would not let safety items like the jack stands ever get out there. Dude, that's everybody. If you go and you read through warranty kind of stuff, and there is a snap-on jack that the pins would break on and collapse. So it is... I don't know where people get this idea that you know what it is people go, well, Harbor Freight stuff is cheap. And so when something like that happens, they go, well, obviously it's Harbor Freight's fault because, they don't really care about this stuff. I can go and find you dozens, if not hundreds of situations from other tool manufacturers where the same stuff happens. It's when you manufacture millions and millions and millions of pieces, stuff like this happens. The best you can do is try to stay up on it as best you can and fix it as soon as it happens, and not try to hide from it. And that's one thing I'll give Harbor Freight, kudos for. Like with the Icon ratchets, they could have been like, actually, it's not really an issue. It only shows up in some ratchets. If your ratchet's having a problem, bring it in. They said no, we don't want that. We don't want anyone experiencing that, and they recalled all of them. Ian says, I got the Drill Master buffer, expecting it to last just long enough to buff the boat. 3 years later, I'm still using it. Yeah, I've heard great things about that tool. Steven says, Ricky wants cookie but won't eat the fries we got him. Yeah, you should meet our children.
Yep. Cooper J was trying to do at the Den of Tools. We are quite kind of like Den of Fools. He asks if Porter Cable is better than Black & Decker.
Is Porter Cable better than Black & Decker? Yes. Porter Cable is better than Black & Decker. Not a ton.
Jehu says Porter Cable, not what they used to be.
Yeah. But Porter Cable used to be a fabulous brand. And then Stanley Black & Decker bought them, took them out behind the shed, put a bullet in them, and then revived the corpse under the brand new marketing which is really like basically the illegitimate stepchild of Black & Decker with a little bit of DeWalt DNA thrown in. I had high hopes for it when they launched the line because I thought it was going to be a real suitable competition to Rigid. It's not. I wouldn't even say it's on par with maybe some higher end Ryobi stuff, middle line Ryobi stuff, and they don't have the suite of tools that everyone else has. It's kind of sad. And now that Craftsman out, it is definitely the redheaded stepchild of the family.
I am super sorry. Michael did a super chat, and I totally got lost in the whole Ryan Nirvana message. So I am so sorry. I missed your super chat. $5. Michael Miller says, what battery system do I buy into if I am a prosumer? 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada, ding, ding, bing, 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 bing.
So, sorry, what was the question again? What tool line do I buy into if I'm a prosumer?
Says, what battery line is what I think. It says, what battery system should I buy into if I am a prosumer?
The 3 lines I would recommend are, and Chaka, I'm sorry, I have to say this, is Ryobi, the higher end Ryobi. If you're looking for bargain stuff, he did specifically say prosumer, right?
Yep.
So, the higher end, like brushless stuff from Ryobi is pretty good. The Bauer stuff is decent, and if you want serious prosumer grade kind of stuff, that's on the edge of being like pro kind of stuff, and I actually do know pros who use it, and that's Cobalt, especially with the new XTR line of tools. They're just coming out with some really amazing stuff.
We have another. I'm sorry, were you done with that?
No, yeah.
Another $5 super chat from Javier says, I got my shirt caught in a radiator fan once. My face hit the engine and broke my nose. Got lucky. Ow. Ow. That like hurts in my chest. Ow. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada, ding, bing, 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 bing. Thank you.
I've gotten real close to some bad injuries.
Daughter of Rat's gonna kill me.
Fred Hill says, land sharks were everywhere yesterday. Oh, the land sharks were everywhere yesterday. The tool trucks were on every street. I know, Barry, I know you're like us in a smaller town, no riding and damn quiet. You know, it's funny you say that because just the other day we saw both the Snap-on and the Matco truck, carving the waters around town. I was like, when did Matco get around here? I'll have to hunt him down and have a chat with him. Princess Jimmy says, my box has everything from Harbor Freight to Snap-on. If it fits my mission and I see myself using it daily, I tend to invest in premium brands. I'm an equal opportunity tool chick, which is, I think, an excellent way to do it. It really comes down to, I think, that 80-20 rule, which is 20% of your tools probably do 80% of your work. On those tools where it's justified, spend more money if you can. And a lot of what we do here is helping people find the tool that's going to be as close as possible when you can't. But if you can, get some higher end tools for that one. This is a tool I use every single day. Then buy the best tool you can afford for that tool. But if that tool you use once or twice a year, you don't need the Snap-on one for that. You really don't. Mike G says, I'm a generator technician, bought the Bauer 3/8 Impact last year, said I'd upgrade when it breaks, and I'm still waiting. It's funny. I've heard a couple people say stuff like that. We know there's a guy on the channel who does HVAC. He bought into the Bauer line. We have some other guys who do the same kind of stuff, and they've bought into it as well. Frank Landgraf says, I picked up a 60-volt Greenworks string trimmer. It worked great today. We were so bummed. We missed out on a 40-volt Cobalt lawnmower at a garage sale yesterday. Just by minutes.
And the kiddos are looking to expand their business, which is why we are looking for a lawnmower.
James Ferris says, what about Hart tools at Walmart? Better or worse or equal to Harbor Freight power tools? Well, when you say Harbor Freight, remember, they've got 3 tiers. They've got their good, better, best. The Chicago Electric, which is now becoming the Warrior brand, that's the base level kind of stuff. Then you have the Bauer, which is mid-tier, Hercules, which is the upper tier. Hart, I would put right at the mid-tier kind of stuff. Now they've got standard 20 volt and they've got 40 volt. Do they have 60 volt? I don't remember if they have 60, but they have 40. I have the Hart 40 volt trimmer and the Hart 40 volt, the blower. And they're fabulous. In fact, the Cubs used them this weekend over at Mike and Dee's house, working on the yard. The backyard gotten a little bit out of control. It was about 2 to 3 feet high grass. Now they had a gas mower, but I knew it would bog down trying to go through that tall grass. So I had the older Cub go through and just knock everything down to mower acceptable height. and then go back in with the mower on that. And it worked perfectly. It did. That trimmer just went to town on it.
Yep.
But the little girl, she can't handle using it because it kicks a little bit too much rock and stuff for her, twigs and anything. You get it all a little off center and you're throwing stuff around.
She's also her skin's a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah, well, that's the reason we call her the princess. And I kid. She's probably watching this right now, screaming at me, Dad. But anyway, I like the heart stuff. I'm really excited about. I love there being more competition, and TTI makes some great tools, and Walmart has just they've got more feet walking through there than any place else. So there's no way they're not going to be a major competitor in this market, which is going to hopefully bring prices down around the board and up quality at the same time. Frank says, I have 3 days left on my no lifting 10 pounds or more. Yeah, I should probably do something like that. Daughter Ross says, I can help tan that bear, Mrs. DeBear.
Yep.
I got a bit of sun. I don't know if you can tell. I got a bit of sun this past week. It doesn't look. You guys kept saying I was all sunburned. I don't look that sunburned.
Last night you look like a lobster.
Oh, look who's talking.
I don't look lobstery.
Uh-huh.
I look fine.
And more crabby. And
You're gonna not.
she's looking at me, isn't she? Anyway, don't look at her. Don't look at her. Let's see here. Javier says, last year I bought my father a Makita circ saw and used it every day, thinking about getting him a Makita leaf blower this year. So, hey, if you guys are into Makita, right now at Home Depot, they're doing a cut the cord sale for Father's Day where they're giving away free batteries and chargers, or maybe it's just free batteries, but like 2 free batteries, 4 amp hour batteries for when you purchase select tools. So they have some great deals going on right now for Makita. And Wohawk says, Chucky Gillis has spoken, therefore it shall be.
Hey, Terry with the $2 super chat. Hello, bears, mods, and everyone. Hello,
Terry, my man, how goes it?
Hey, 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada, ding, bing, bing, bing. Good evening and welcome
Good evening.
to the Den of Tools. I know, I'm just waiting for October when we can be like, good evening. Wahaha. Yeah,
It's sad that you do that better than I do.
we have problems.
Dennis D says, corded, I can buy the tool cheaper, unlimited power, can buy the best tool, not limited to the battery platform. You don't have to replace batteries every 3 or 4 years. I keep telling people are like, well, I got to have brushless. I got to have this. I'm like, have you thought about corded? Fred Hill says, sounds like you like KC barbecue. I like the sweet barbecue sauce too. I can wait for 5 or 6 amp hour. Bear does 1 amp hour equal 1 hour. 1 hour. Yeah. It when run at a mean time rate, blah, 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 allegedly. I've never noticed it to be anything like that. But yes, KC is probably my favorite barbecue.
I see Jennifer White Wolf. Good
Hey,
evening.
Jennifer.
We're super glad that Lady Claire is doing well.
Yeah, we are.
We mentioned her earlier.
Bella came by. She wanted to check in, see how things were going.
She tried to lick at everyone.
Ian says, have you seen the Bauer job site backpack just added to the Harbor Freight website? Where was this thing when I was in school? That's the same thought I had when I saw that, is that would have made a great school backpack. It's got that, the extra textured bottom. So there's so many times I set my backpack down and it wasn't looking. There was water or something. That would have been perfect.
Good evening, Jehu says, good night, everyone. Gotta get back to being lazy over a bonfire.
Gary P says, are U.S. jack stands really made in America? That's a good question, but better than that is Gary P in the house. How you doing, Gary?
Hey, Gary P.
Hope the missus is still on the mend and you guys are all doing better over there. But no, as far as the jack stands, I don't honestly know. Ricky Perkins says, for Father's Day, I'm committed to buying the Hercules miter and table saw. However, I'm not so sure about their table saws. Can you give me your honest thoughts? Okay, well, let me just say this. Unless you need specifically a compact table saw, don't buy it. The compact table saws are a special needs kind of item where you either need, like, I don't like if I'm using it in my shop, but I have a very small shop and I have to make this compromise, then fine, get it. Or you're like, I go to jobs all the time and I need an ultra compact saw, then get a compact table saw. The table saws need to be as big as humanly possible. If you could have one, say, the size of like a large high school, that would be perfect. Okay? They need to be big. They need to be heavy. The bigger the surface, the heavier, the better. Compact of anything. Nobody makes an excellent compact table saw. Nobody. They make adequate ones that may or may not rise up and strike you down. They're dangerous spinning wheels of death. Let's be honest about that. Of all the tools that are out there, the ones that I know that hurt more people are probably joiners. Joiners have taken more digits than I can count on one hand. And
Nice.
Too much?
Nice.
Too much. But table saws come a close second or third in there. And usually it's kickback is a big deal. And people are always trying to do too much with it. I get people constantly asking me, hey, will that take a dado stack? You don't need to use a dado stack on a compact table saw. Buy a straight edge and a router. Honestly, buy a straight edge and a circ saw. Get a really good circ saw or get a track saw. Track saws are fabulous. Okay, I probably beat that horse plumb to death, but when it comes to if you need a compact table saw, yeah, it's a decent one. I like using it. I have it. I still use it. But if you can get a bigger one, do it. If it's just like a slightly bigger, like a regular, just standard job site saw, fine. Or get a hybrid saw, or get a cabinet saw if you can. Speaking of which, I saw a lead, and I'm going to give you a little insight here. If you're not a member over on Facebook at Denatools Facebook group, and there may or may not be a link down below. When you go to Facebook, do a search for Denatools, you'll find the group. We have all sorts of deals and stuff that get posted. One of the things that's been going on is Metabo HPT, has been closing out a bunch of stuff. Well, it started with the routers. The decent, like 1.5 horsepower routers have been closed out. We're talking like $15 for a router. Word is that they're starting to close out the table saws, and that they're going for sub $200. Which, if that's the case, I probably have to go get one tomorrow. Anyway, that's it for table saws here. If you want more information, you're going to have to go over to the Facebook group.
We got some super chats.
Sure we do.
$2 super chat from Michael Miller says, for Mrs. DeBear.
Oh,
Thank
what?
you. It's just for me. Bing, 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 bing. Maybe someone will ding for you. Thank you, Michael. And Terry with a $5 super chat he says, guess what? I'm going to be a grandpa.
Whoa!
Grandson
That's
is due
awesome.
October 31st. So a Halloween baby.
Congratulations.
Maybe I could say, good evening and welcome to your birthday.
That is awesome.
So let me not forget to do the dingy dingy. So super excited. Congratulations. Yay, yay, yay. Bing, 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 bing. Grandbabies. Couldn't think of something else. And $5 from Javier Estrada says, I know a guy that got his thumb cut off with a table saw. I think a lot of people have had their thumbs cut off. Yeah. I know someone that has had 3 fingers cut off. So $5 for Javier Estrada. I'm hoping that you have not cut any of your fingers off. Super chats. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you so much. I am super excited that you're going to be a grandpa, Terry. And I'm super glad that you have your fingers, Javier. I'm going to... Yep. Super happy.
What's it? There's a pretty well-known YouTuber who lost a digit to a table saw.
Recently or a while ago?
Like 2 years ago.
Did we watch that guy?
Yeah, I met him.
Yeah.
I met him when I met Dave and... No, not Dave and Callie. Dave and Bob. Bob from I Like to Make Stuff.
Right.
I was at Maker Faire. And Bob from
right.
I Like to Make Stuff, and Dave Shudo from what used to be Drunken Woodworker, but became Make Something. And then I can't remember who the third guy was, but he's a New Yorker. Nice guy. He didn't talk much. He seemed kind of not his crowd that evening. Let's see here. I just lost my place. Kevin says, thinking about getting a 7¼ inch hybrid saw. Should I go Skill Saw or Makita? Maybe another brand. Boy, Kevin, you really nailed it for my two favorite brands when it comes to that, and that is Skill Saw and Makita. I'm a Makita guy from way back, but what was that? Oh, it looked like you were making a face at me or something.
No, I was making a face because I read Barbecue 76. So
Okay.
Cheers to both of you.
Anyway, I don't think you can go wrong with either of those. I got to be honest. Those are my two favorite brands when it comes to that type of saw. So, flip a coin. Donna Ross says Apple products. Oh, we talked about it. They don't have the join button. Barbecue 76 says cheers to you both. I think if you think I was somehow upset, you're wrong. Sarcasm isn't easy to type.
Yes.
You're very much correct about that. I often offend people by my comments thinking that I'm being too brusque or something. Yeah, her in particular. But no, I had no moment thought you. I know you just like to give us a hard time, and we're
Yep.
all game for that.
Yep.
This bear's got thicker skin than that. She's had to grow some since getting to know me. But I gotta say, she's done a pretty good job of it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yep. Jane's Fair says, I'm always on mobile, and many channels that have join buttons are not shown on the mobile, but there are some that do show, so it must be an option you can do. That's interesting. I'll have to figure that out.
Power Stroke Jude. Welcome to the den.
Oh, new member. Welcome, Bear.
Bing, 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 bing. So welcome, Power Stroke Jude.
Thank you so much.
I super like that name too.
Let's see here. Fred Hill says, Bear, you have to be like us. No rioting, burning. It's quiet and peaceful. I'm going to start looking into moving to Wyoming. Wyoming is beautiful. We got a lot of viewers in Wyoming. I love Montana. Basically, that's my triumvirate of power right there is Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. Southeastern Idaho is still a beautiful area where there's not a lot of people.
Yeah.
And there's some great stuff. Lots of hot springs. I'm a big fan of the hot springs. I got to tell you what. There's nothing like going out in nature, just relaxing in some nice warm water and just feel all the muscles and aches just kind of float away. It's good stuff. Joshua Robinson says, Jeff, today I purchased the Icon half-inch torque wrench based on your suggestions after my old Craftsman broke. I love it. Thanks. That's so funny because guess what? Today I found my Icon torque wrench. I'm so thrilled. It was like Christmas.
Yep.
Apparently I left it here.
It's hiding.
Gary says, good evening from Northwoods, Wisconsin. Heading in the cities like usual. The Icon ratchet wrench has worked out. Fixing something on the truck like loud train horns again. Oh my gosh. Frank says, I tweaked my back sleeping. That's what happens when you get to be 50. Hey, I coming out of the bathroom is when I did mine.
Well, I'm 40 and I had like pins and needles and like a jacked up arm and shoulder all day. And that was simply from sleeping.
Jay says, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Bear from a quiet night in NYC. I still standing in the corner.
Hey, Jay. Hey, Jake.
And Steven says, there's a YouTuber in New Hampshire that can get that Everwood running again, that being Musty One. I like Musty One's channel. He has a great channel.
I'm writing that down. I know that you know who that is.
Kyle Quintero says, is there such a thing as a bad screwdriver? Well, if you're talking vodka and orange juice, I would have to say no. But otherwise, yeah, I've used some worthless screwdrivers before. Princess Jamie says, SK has 30% off till June 23rd. Princess Jamie, shh, you're ruining my show for tomorrow. I'm a huge fan of SK. That was one box I missed out on, had a bunch of SK sockets in it. But it was I could either get the proto wrenches or the SK sockets. I got lots of sockets. I don't have a lot of oversized wrenches, so I had to go with that. Fred Hill says, how many horses does the outboard motor have? I want to say 3. Okay, wait, she's going to go look. Good luck with that, because most of the labeling on it's faded. She's yelling from the other room. I'm not the boss of her. Little does she know. David Fry says, update on the go-kart. Right now trying to source some good metal tubing. As again, we're in a small town, so trying to find stuff. I guess I could go up to, whatchamacallit. We had all sorts of plans. We had all sorts of plans to do a bunch of extra shopping. We went to go up to Jeff Toohey's ranch on Saturday, and he's up north of Bozeman, and we're like, oh, we'll go. Then after that, we'll go down to Bozeman, and we're going to hit up Harbor Freight, and we're going to go by Lowe's, and we're going to do a bunch of other stuff, and try to. Yeah, because we spent the whole morning. We spent like 4 hours that morning in the sun. It was one of the hotter days around here lately, and just completely clear. And we spent the whole morning in the sun at the auction, and then went over to Jeff's place, hung out for the afternoon in the sun, eating good food. By the end of that, we're going home, going to sleep. I was cooked. We both were. The Cubs were ready to run a marathon at that point, but we're like, no, thank you. The Javier says, my neighbor bought the icon box you have, and he hurt himself when we heard about that one. Sorry. Excuse me. Hi, you two. Ryan says, oh, my best friend. Sorry about that. You know what, Ryan? There's no way to segue into what I want to say here. And so I'm just going to say it because, and I thought about, I almost said something last week, and I didn't because it just seemed weird. But the fact of the matter is, I always say that I think of you all as family. This is, I talking about changing the name from Sunday Night Tool Talk to, family dinner, family Sunday dinner kind of thing, because that's the way we feel about it. And just hanging out with friends and family and having a good time and just talking about life and whatnot and some tools, because that's what we talk about anyway, all the other times. And so I got some news, and it's really kind of weird, and that is that my father died. I just found out, was it a week and a half, 2 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. And I found out he passed. Of course, I found out that he passed in early April, and just now found out about it. I spoke to my father right after Duncan was born. I called him to let him know that he was a grandfather. He wanted nothing to do with that. Never heard from him again. And I think it had to have been a good solid, not quite 20 years, probably like 18 years prior to that was when last time I spoke to him. My parents had gotten divorced when I was younger. He moved to Arizona along with my whole father's side of the family, aunts and uncles, and grandfather, and he moved to Arizona. He ended up getting married to this woman who had a kid who was a little bit younger than me, and she basically did not want him to have anything to do with me. So after I think I was like 15 or 16, I never really saw him again, and he went off on his own thing. It was just a weird situation. Hearing that he died, my aunt had reached out to me, and she apologized profusely and was asking how I was feeling, and I'm like, not much at all. It's kind of like reading a news article that some stranger had passed. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because I do talk about, some of the stories with him from when I was younger, when he was still part of my life and whatnot. But anyway, your family, and also I just felt like I should share. Anyway, enough of that. Let's move on to some more interesting stuff. Let's see here. Mater's Workshop. Hey, Mater. I saw your video today. Did I watch it today or was it yesterday? With the light. That was a good hack job on that. Check out his channel, by the way, if you get a chance. Anyway, so sorry I'm late. I was changing the headlight on my Harley Tri-Glide.
Cool.
And Andrew says, thank you so much. I appreciate the help. Enjoying watching and listening. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Hey, you want to step back real quick? Mater, one thing I am going to say is when you shot the video, and it was a good video, is you shot it in portrait mode, which is when your phone's up and down like this. You want to make sure you always shoot your videos like this. It's just easier viewing for everybody. And but otherwise, it was good content and a great idea about how to, an alternative way to hang lights in a basement or place where you have open rafters. I literally was sitting there going, well, that's so stupidly easy. Why didn't I think of that before? And of course, that's when all the best ideas are usually like that.
I will also say that he has to remind me about recording that way as well because I forget all the time. Barbecue 76 with the $5 super chat. I know you both get me, but I haven't made the Bears lose composure yet. Give me time. I've been nice so far. Just fair warning or threat. And there's like a beer and another beer and a pina colada. I'm not sure what that is. A fruity drink. Pina coladas.
You know, we owe the Cubs some pina coladas.
The virgin ones.
Virgin pina coladas.
Yeah. So
We've got a jug of mix, and we need to mix them up.
So thank you so much for the super chat. I'm gonna not ding because it's barbecue 76. This is your $5 not dinging.
What he didn't say is don't.
He always says don't. It's default when it comes to him.
And so that's your not dinging. No. I looked up the Hi, I can't speak English. The motor. Yeah, I looked it up.
Oh, you did?
It's an Evinrude Lightwin 3 motor. So I think that means 3 horsepower.
Light win or light wind?
Light win. Light win. One word.
Light.
Win. Just like it's spelled there. The 3 part makes me think it's 3.
3 horsepower.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Somebody's selling it for $700.
Holy cow. Well, we're not going to sell ours.
We're not. But $700 should make me think about it.
See, that one was made in the 50s. I don't think that's right. Let's look at a 60s one. A 60s? Nah, maybe a 60s.
Yeah.
Might be a 60s.
I don't think it's a 50s. I did a lot of research, and I have the serial number, which I could give you, but let me go take a picture of it for us to look at. But when I tried to do research, I could not find it. It's like that. That blue one right there.
This one?
No.
This one?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I think it is. I shall return victorious.
I think it's more like this one right here.
Maybe. We shall go shortly.
She doesn't know. And she ran into the couch.
Why would you?
Because she is grace personified. Crazy asked, is Douglas fir okay for a workbench? Yeah, it depends. I mean, I don't know if I would use it for the surface, but I could use it for the legs and stuff like that, cross members, that sort of thing. Unless of course you're going to do like a laminate and plane it and do all that kind of stuff. Forrest John says, I like your dog. I have a Great Dane with the same name to Bella. Oh, that's awesome. But Jess says she loves Great Danes. I like Great Danes too.
I have nothing to do with her.
Daughter Ross says, you literally fell off a roof. Bear. No, that time I didn't fall off a roof. I fell
He
through the
walked
floor.
off of a roof.
No, it wasn't a roof. It was the 3rd floor, and I fell down to the first
Gracefully.
sub-basement kind of
First-ish.
thing. I have fallen off roofs before.
You have?
No, I forgot he was behind me.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
No, it's a figure of speech, son.
See? It's got the badging.
Look at the sticker
You
on
lick it.
Stop licking me.
The dog.
Not you.
Not
the
me.
dog.
Hi.
Hi. You want to come say hi again?
Hi.
Come here.
Oh, no,
Come
go
here.
to Dad.
Come here.
Yeah, there you
Hi.
go.
There. Oh. Are your allergies kicking up again? Is that what it is? You need the lovin's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I need the ear rubbins. Oh, look, that's the good stuff right there.
Doesn't have.
All right, let me see this. Let me see the picture. Okay, show them the picture.
Okay, hang on. I gotta edit so I can rotate it so it looks like I know what I'm doing.
You don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Okay. So can you see that?
Okay. You see how it's a white background with the blue letters?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I took the picture, yeah.
So that's not that.
Yeah, of course it's not.
It's this one that I said.
I don't think it looks
Which
like
is
that.
the one I showed them.
No.
This is the one I showed them right there.
Okay, it's not that one.
It
Where's the badging?
right there.
No, honey, this. The thing that looks like a thing for a car.
Oh, that thing. It fell off.
It cannot fall off.
I don't know where
Such
it
a
is.
goober. It's, okay, so the thing I'm talking about
It's got an emblem on it.
is that silver thing that looks like a hood ornament, kind of.
Put a hunter on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we got to catch up here. We're way
You're
behind.
not the boss of me.
And you're making us late. Jack Pine Creed says, one is a good recommendation for a sub $100 bench grinder. Either Harbor Freight or hey, it's the Big Bear. How you doing?
Hello.
Either Harbor Freight or garage sale. But I'll tell you what, finding a good bench grinder used is a hard thing to do at a good price. At the auction we were at this weekend, this really basic one used went for like $80, and I was stunned. Fred Hill says the house painters will be here starting tomorrow morning. Probably finish up in 5 days. Got to wait to have the roof done. Also have to have the garage floor replaced. Oh my gosh. Going to town. And DR Falcon says, chomp that like button, people. Show Red you care. I hate to say it, but he's right. You know, YouTube really likes it when people chomp the old like button. In fact, let's take a moment here to say, speaking of saying thank you and showing that you like something, right now is a time that we like to call Adopt a Mod, where you, yes you, can adopt your very own moderator. Now, all our moderators here are available to choose from or find colors and sizes. They're the people with the cobalt blue wrench behind their name. And what they do is they help keep the channel family friendly. They help answer questions that we can't get to. Remind people to do stuff like type at Dena Tools so that it shows up in that nice orange blurb so that we will read it. We read every single comment. We do get behind. Please don't repeat yourself because we will get to it. And all you do is make me confused thinking that I read it, but I didn't read it. Or am I just thinking that again?
He's
Who's
confused
talking to me?
enough.
Whose voice is that?
Yeah, I'm your wife. We're married.
Yeah, I get confused easily. And so anyway, so most of these people are also creators in their own right. And we like to support the video community as a whole here on YouTube. So we like to take this moment to say, hey, as a way to say thank you for them helping out here, why don't you go check out their channel? Everyone from Joe Smith, you know, our original moderator who does the lovely Joe Smith After Dark series every Friday.
Yep.
And he has all sorts of great people on that he does interviews with, and they have great conversations. I absolutely love that series. Go check that out. I've been on there. The missus has been on there. I think Maintenance Man's been on there. Junk from Work was on there.
Yep.
Brad's Workbench was on there. All sorts of great people. You get to find out all sorts of interesting questions. He asked me all about my background, how I got into this sort of thing, all of that. So
Mrs. was on.
Yes,
Yes.
he says even the missus. That's right.
And anyway, so be sure to check him out. And also a big thank out to everyone who supports the channel through super chats. We really appreciate that. So spectacular when you guys and gals do that. And also especially to our fellow Den members. Those are the ones with the little bear behind their names. That's what we were talking about before. People are asking about the join button and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's the monthly membership. It's like Patreon, but instead of having to go over to Patreon, it's built into YouTube. It's called YouTube Members. If you want information about it, there's a link down in the description. It'll take you over. There's a whole video that describes what membership is and how it helps support the channel. Let's see here. Did I leave anything out?
No.
Okay.
Daughter of Ra is the number one no content.
Oh, and Daughter of Ra with the
person
best-
on.
Best non-content in
Yes.
all of YouTube.
Has no videos, no content.
Not on one.
But you should subscribe. We're trying to get her to 100. But like Princess Jamie, Jennifer White Wolf, Wahawk, Zaphiel, Gary P.
Therapy.
I feel like I'm forgetting somebody else. There are so many. Barbecue 76. I said Terry. So yeah, and even if you don't have a channel, or even if you're not a moderator, feel free to like say, hey, check out this really cool video.
Yep.
Our children are whisper screaming right now in the background, so if we look distracted, that's why.
You might have to be creative in the way you post it. They don't allow non-moderators to post links.
Right.
So
Yes, I always forget that. Sorry.
type in like post the link and then just type in dot as like parentheses DOT parentheses dot com, and then people will know to replace that with a period.
Right. There is a $2 super chat from Javier Estrada. Ding ding away, Mrs. DeBear. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Okay, I've lost my mind.
Wow, you were off to the races there.
I
weren't
was.
you?
I thought I was like at a horse race.
Mohawk says stupid should hurt. That is nature's way of telling you don't do that again. You're right about that. It should hurt, and it does. Justin Gregory says my cousin had a kickback on table saw that cut 2 fingers off with a board that had nails in it. Oh,
Ouch. Wait, what was that last part?
it cut off 2 fingers with nails in it that had nails in it.
Ouch.
Rye says he leaves behind a few children and a wife. He has a GoFundMe, if I may share.
The GoFundMe was listed.
Okay.
I was going to ask Power Stroke Jude, who just joined today, says, how can I get a green bear instead of an orange bear? So my understanding is the colors have to do with how long you have been a member.
Yes.
Correct me if I am wrong.
Yeah.
Which happens kind of a lot that I'm wrong. I mean, I'm perfect, so I'm never wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't think that there's a way to change it. I think it's just a time thing. Duncan? No.
No beating your brother.
You are visible in our live stream. No, thank you.
While you're
Nope. Nope. They are being boys.
yeah.
Yep.
Where was it? Trent says, "Are you going to join the hippies in Chaz?"
No.
Oh, I am. I am obviously.
No, because you like eating. Duncan?
They're a pro 2A community clearly, and they like black rifles. So why would I not go there?
I don't know. Robert Bray says Miss Bear is off the rails. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? I'm not even on rails. I'm on.
She's railless.
Are these horns? What do we call these?
Those are horns.
No, they're not called horns.
What are they called on a giraffe?
Antlers.
No,
No,
horns.
they're not.
They are.
No,
Nope.
they're not.
They are.
We had a member here who was a zoologist. No, a zoologist?
I believe so.
Yes. So if you are here this evening, please correct us. Are these horns? Do I have giraffe horns and really cute
I looked it
giraffe
up.
ears?
They're called antennas.
They are?
No,
Really?
no.
Josh, you're mean.
Also,
Oh.
hold on. They
Can you say that word?
what? Giraffe?
They're not called horns, but ossicones. I have some ossicones happening up in here.
They've also replaced the word gullible in the dictionary. Hey, to poke my eye out.
I'm not going to poke your eye. I'm just going to point really close to it. Okay.
We're gonna
I'm not
separate
gonna
you
say
two.
it again. Enough.
Let's see. But the hippies in Chaz. Oh my god.
Daughter of Ra, I may need to borrow your flamethrower for our children. Hey, Jay! Welcome to the club. Jay from New York. Thank you so
Oh
much.
wow, Jay.
Bing, 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 bing. Oh,
Come on.
come on, Bella.
Come on. Bring
Oh,
here.
bring your fox.
Come here.
Come here.
Come here. You gotta give it to me. Come here. Come here. Come. Come here.
The stuffing
here.
is coming out.
Come here. Come here. Ow!
That was your back.
God, with her paw in my
Come here.
back.
Come here. Give. She knows that she hurt you. She feels bad.
Come here. Come. Come on. Give it.
It's got.
This. Oh, that's so sloppy.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yuck.
Oh, I think she. Oh my god. Oh, the squeaker still works.
So, Daughter of Ross
Bella?
Googled it before we Googled it, and they're called ossicones. Really? Don't make me poke you with my ossicones.
Oh, she really got me in the back.
Yep.
What
And
else?
this is why we're going to end up in the hospital. Rocket scientists over here. Genius. Anyways,
Super genius.
I apologize that we took away from your bing bada bing bing, Jay. But we are super glad that you joined the club.
Yes, we
Thank
do.
you. Bing 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 bing. I can't help myself. Daughter of Rob, please don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Fred says, almost cut off my middle finger in the middle of shop class on a bandsaw. It has Craftsman. Oh my gosh. And let's see here. Jay says, Mr. Bear, I got shocked once and flew across the room. Never played with 220. Oh.
No, that'll make you change
I've
your
been
underwear.
zapped by 110 in my teeth.
Ow.
But I was working on phone line that, yeah, it's a long story. We talked to the story before. Anyway.
Blind tool man. It's a good thing you're blind. He says no licking and now heavy breathing. Yeah, blame the dog.
Okay,
I know that you can't see it, but it's the dog.
Fred Hill says, which brand is probably going away? Which brand is most likely? You know, if I had to take a bet, it would be Porter Cable. But I think Porter Cable has found a second life as being that brand that they outsource to people, to stores that can't afford or don't want to spend the money to carry a top tier tool line like DeWalt or something like that. So these smaller stores that want to have a professional grade tool or the appearance of one are now carrying the Porter Cable stuff. Let's see here. Where was I? Ion says, you're fucking shocking. Yes. As I say, people are often shocked to find out what a bad electrician I am. Ion says, sorry to start a jack stand war. Just wanted your 2 cents. I trust your opinion more than marketing mumbo jumbo and angry Canadian YouTubers. You know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
It's fine. It's just, I've been getting a lot of these. I get a lot of these people. They love, because I cover Harbor Freight more than probably anybody else. So when anything ever negative happens about Harbor Freight, people love to come here and go, well, what do you say? What's your response to that? I'm like, you found one thing that had a problem out of millions.
Well,
why would you even ask? And that's not directed at you. It's all these other people who are doing this sort of thing. If there is a problem and it comes up, you'll often see I'm one of the first people to come out and say, hey, here's a problem. This needs to get addressed. I mean, even with the jack stand at the Harbor Freight, I was like, you know, that little thing you're offering, that little coupon, I'm glad you're getting in front of him. I'm glad you're doing this. But offering that coupon just seemed a bit much. Just give them a replacement.
Mater's Workshop said, at the Den of Tools, thank you for the info about how to hold my phone.
No worries, man.
You may not have gotten to it, but
Yes.
I can't. I'm not sure how far behind you are.
Tachanka says, I'm considering buying a bunch of Tecton wrenches. Is it worth it, or should I spend more on Icon? I love Tecton. I have a ton of Tecton stuff. Granted, they send it to me, so you can take it for what it's worth. But, you know, I cover a lot of Icon stuff, and they sent me Icon stuff as well. When it comes to ratcheting wrenches, I really love my Harbor Freight stuff. When it comes to the ratchets themselves, I like the Tecton stuff. Between the sockets, it's kind of close. I lean towards Tecton. I like the Tecton set I have. I'm real happy with a lot of the Tecton stuff I have. So, I don't know if that helps at all.
Single Shot said, guess they missed my question. We did not miss your question. He just hasn't gotten to it yet. We're working on it. I promise.
We're about 2 screens back on my 3.
And it doesn't have a
Maybe 4.
timestamp on yours, but on mine it says 7:16 is the time I see that you posted the other one, and it's like almost 7:30. So I hear you. We just get behind. As long as it says at the Den of Tools, we will get to it. I promise.
And just as soon as she promised that, my screen jumped and I lost my history. I can't go back any further, and I know I wasn't this far. I was further back than this.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a speed run here real quick.
Yep.
And that means you're not going to comment.
That's fancy for saying no talkie for me.
And she's not going to be able to help herself. TNT says, my dad was on the job, cut his index finger in half with a skill saw about an inch up when I was little. Youch. Ronald Smith says, look at all the warning labels on the ladder that will tell you all the stupid ways people, if operating the equipment is wrong. Man, our bed came with, when we got it, was one of those bed in the bags, and it said, "Warning, may slap person when opening." And you know what? It almost did. Forrest John says, I was helping my dad rewire his garage and was drilling holes in the wire, and the drill got caught in the wood, and it hit my wrist and on some saw blades. Ow. Yeah, that torque kickback, that's real. You ought to see what happens with some guys with those whole hogs when they bite. Oh. Donna Ross says, everyone else has these amazing injury stories. I can break my ankle on one random tile on the floor. Was completely flat and dry. Well, you know what? Not everyone gets to be the ballerina. I'm just talking about her there.
I was like, please tell me that you're going to clarify that. I didn't trip over it. I ran right into it. Okay.
Fred Hill says, what I love about Harbor Freight is whether it's an Icon, a Bauer, or Pittsburgh, if it breaks, just bring it back, which is the reason I started shopping at Harbor Freight. I used to be a Sears Craftsman fan for years, since I was a Cub myself, and then they started, just being, what about that and walking it back and coming up with all sorts of reasons and excuses why they weren't going to cover it. Ian says, as much as people hate on new cheap power tool options coming out, I think it's great for the consumer. More options and competition makes companies improve tools. Right you are. And we're seeing even more of that now coming with these online-only brands like Tack Life and what's the other one? They keep these guys, Kona Tools or something like that. I think it starts with a K. They keep pestering me every week. Like, can we send you this one drill or this one thing? And I'm like, I want to see more than, I'm sorry, but I want to see more than just one of their tools. I don't want them to send me their cherry-picked favorite tool. I want to see a plethora of tools from them. Bill says, have you looked at the Atlas line of battery-operated yard tools from Harbor Freight? I've looked at them. I've not tested them. I've done some research into, I think it's Greenworks that makes them. If it is, then that's also the people that are making stuff for Cobalt as well. It's got a good reputation. Lots of people have talked about it. We had somebody chime in last week on the show, said they just got, I think it was the lawnmower, and they said they loved it. Power Stroke says, what can you tell me about chemo? Chemo. That was too funny. I was just talking like all these online only tools. And what does he say? What can you tell me about chemo cordless tools? They seem to have a full line of tools. All I can tell you is that their company came out of nowhere. They're one of these online only companies. They have been pestering me to test some of their tools. Maybe I will get around to doing that sometime here soon. Tatanka says, hey, I didn't get noticed last time. Should I spend... Oh, wait, that's you repeating it. Let's see here. Jennifer White, was happy to report the little dog is recovering very well from surgery on Friday. That's awesome. Come down here. Remember, also type @DenaTools there because it shows up like that. It shows up with that big orange blurb. And those are the ones we read. We read anything that's typed @DenaTools. We read those, super chats, and anything we happen to stumble across. If you type it and you don't put that in, it's not guaranteed. You don't have to do a super chat. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you type @DenaTools, we will read it. But I get behind. Bo Roden says, hello, Bears and Cubs. Surviving and loving your videos in North Carolina. That's awesome. Thank you. Good to see you again. Mohawk says, joiners are so often being used like a thickness planer, which is dangerous and stupid. Yeah. And they're no joke. You don't play around with an open spinning blade like that. You got to give that respect. Blake Bush says, looking for a new Toolbox workbench, currently looking at a Milwaukee 61-inch. Have any suggestions? I'm not a fan of the Milwaukee Toolbox, and I'll tell you why. It's a decent toolbox. It's not bad, but it's a consumer-grade toolbox sold at a prosumer level price. And when I see Milwaukee, I expect something better than that from them. There's a lot of great deals going on with Cobalt toolboxes. I'm a huge fan of the U.S. General. The Husky box from the 9-drawer Husky from Home Depot right now is on sale for $350. It's a 46-inch box, I think. It's extra deep. It's got a built-in power adapter. Basically, for the price of one of those Milwaukees, you could probably buy two of the Huskies. I didn't say Husky, not Yukon, right? Husky from Home Depot. Let's see here.
I'm back.
Chris says stepdad had table saw from military, 8 foot either side of blade. See? Yeah. Mohawk says same with those router sleds though. Not as dangerous. Most routers won't last long being run like that to surface large slabs. Ion says, have you tried Kinder's barbecue sauce made with real sugar, not corn? I do. Yes. I like Kinder's stuff. I actually really do like it. The one that's got a little bit of heat to it, that's pretty good. Donna Ross says, Jesse King, how much does it cost for those bells to get lost for the night?
Did you guys see that thing?
Yes, I did. Thank you, Griffey Bear. You're my little helper. Michael says, DJ Pug just came in to be held. Mush mode. Jocko says, I need your input. Well, we just talked about the Tecton stuff. Have you used Power Tools Blind as far as I can see, all accounted for?
Nice. I like it.
Princess Jamie, that's there.
The Makita for corded saws for the win, in my opinion. You know, Mommy's trying to sit down.
Yeah.
And Javier says, I'm sorry, Robert says he got to go to church today. That's pretty cool.
Yay!
And Javier says, when will Red include bears of his species on the job?
Nice.
Well, you know, other North American tool bears. Caleb Ashley says, I sent you a message on Instagram and a picture of some Harbor Freight signage with some Bauer tools and information you'll be interested in. I will take a look at it. I'm sorry, I don't check Instagram all that often, probably once every week or two. Forrest John says, I'm from Idaho. I love Idaho. I really do. It's a beautiful state. Mike Wilson says, how do I become a member? There is a link down below in the video description, or you can just go to the main page for the channel, and over where you click on subscribe, right to the left of it, there should be a little button that says join.
Yep.
Dejoir? Is that everyone? Dejoir? Any suggestions for a portable air compressor for a basement? For a basement wood shop, occasional nail gun use that I can haul up and downstairs in some use in a garage with an garage with an impact gun. No, maybe somebody else can, but I got to be honest. Impact gun and small air compressor are mutually exclusive terms. I would say get either a AC powered impact gun or a battery powered one, because you're not going to get enough power out of one of those small portable air compressors to run it. Ronald says, the Red Green Show has a perfect demonstration on how to use a table saw. Yes, I have seen that one many a time. Donna Ross says, my screen's jumping around me. I don't need to even breathe, and I can mess up my back. Yep, it's like that.
Am I out of
Single Shot says, new watcher here. I live in Maine. Oh, I love Maine. Lobster rolls for the win, man. Oh, those little roadside shacks where you can stop. At least I don't know if it's like this anymore. You used to be able to stop and get a lobster roll for $1. Oh, that was fabulous. And I don't even like mayonnaise. And,
Am I out of timeout yet?
Why? What did you do?
There's super chats and people have joined and...
Oh, no, you're not.
Okay.
Gary P says, just to be clear, the guy crying about the second round Harbor Freight Jack stand was Murphy Law's garage, not AVE. There were a couple of them I saw. I don't know who they were. Wohawk says, what about the SKS? The rifle? It's a fabulous rifle. Or is this something I'm missing as far as tool related? Jeff Howell says, was Stumpy Nubs the vlogger you met who lost a finger? No, he got whacked by something. I don't remember what it was that bit him. Something bit him good, but he didn't lose a digit as far as I understand. Maybe something didn't heal all right or something. Kirk says, I'm at the age where I'm now paying for all the stupid stuff I did when I was young. Yes, sir. I am. My knees and my back are right there. Mike Adams says, I'm with you on getting out to nature. I took my niece up on a Buffalo Mountain here in Johnson City. 1 hour visit turned to 5 hours. Yeah, it's like that. It was just beautiful. We're in a small town as it is. We've got no houses behind us. We have deer and all sorts of things, walk right through our front yard. And
Bella chases them. She thinks it's great.
Bella is a good guard.
she doesn't like to catch them. She just
She
wants
likes
them
the,
to
she
run
likes
away.
the thrill of the chase. And today there was 4 of them, and she chased one, and the other 3 are like, "That's interesting. I'm gonna go eat this bush over here."
Yeah,
I was like, "You're not even concerned about your buddy at all."
they were
The
not
least bit.
impressed.
Yep.
Princess Jamie says, I put a snow machine on a twin-cylinder engine on a go-kart once. Very interesting. Oh my gosh. Now, if you rigged it so the exhaust kicked out snow, that would be pretty awesome. Let's see here. Wohawk says, youth is wasted on the Cubs. Yes, it is. And somebody said, rum works. Ooh, we got some bourbon in the other room. I may have to take a quick break here. Wohawk says, the missus has far too short a neck for them ears. Fred Hill says, I'm sorry I didn't grab my late father's tool. He was a big Craftsman fanboy. He was in Maryland. I was living in Colorado. Just thought it would cost too much. Oh, don't even get me started on stuff like that. I'm so upset on all the stuff that I missed out on or got carted away and whatnot. Jay Banna says, my condolences to the Bear family. No, it feels bad to say it, but no condolences needed. It was a stranger who passed. I'm just sorry he didn't want to be more a part of other people's lives.
Yep.
And Matt says, I went into Ryobi yesterday. I got a 6-piece set, a blower, a brad nailer, plus the 2 4-amp-hour batteries. Signed up for an HD card, got $50 off my purchase, $375 out the door. That's what I say. It's hard not to recommend Ryobi when people ask, for, good budget power tools. DeBoss says, guys, I'm sorry for being white at Black Lives.
Nice.
Yeah. I ran my DNA, and this is no joke. I am much of my DNA comes from what country was that?
The Iberian Peninsula.
No, Iberian Peninsula, and what was it? Was it 23andMe?
Yes.
Let's see if I can pull it up. I'll pull up. We'll come back there and I'll figure it out. Reese says, I'm sorry for your loss. I sent an email to the missus, just everything that's going on and the thoughts on my mind. I understand, brother.
I did get the email.
Tough to lose someone
I can't
close.
respond right this second, but I did get the email.
Frank says, prayer sent. Thank you. Thanks for the thought. Jennifer says, problems with relations, sometimes really sad. At least we can pick our friends. And you know what? We can pick our family too. For those of you who don't know, I'm an ordained minister and I've done a few weddings. And one of the messages I always like to keep going back to when doing a wedding and stuff like that is that there's the family we're born with, and then there's the family we choose. And we like to think of all of you who keep coming back every Sunday as part of our family.
Yep.
And that's why when Jeff reached out to us, we were thrilled to go out and hang out with him and his friends and be part of his family for the day. Because we really do think of you guys as part of the Den of Tools family, part of the Bears Den. The Varanid guy. I'm so bad with pronunciations. It says it's not necessarily a huge sale, but I discovered a brand of calipers that have absolute origin functionality and are extremely accurate and repeatable for $50 shipped. Eye gauging.
Okay.
Barbecue 76 says, damn, I was about to offer my condolences, but your dad sounds kind of like mine. I didn't feel bad when I got the news either. Right? Trent would like to remind us all that Makita customer service sucks.
Yep.
And he's on top of that every week here. You can find out that Trent feels that Makita customer service sucks. Now, I may disagree with Trent on lots of other things, but that's what we like about the Den. If you got a difference of opinions, we can all be friends here. We're not the the thought police around here.
Zaffiel says, Den of Tools, don't tell us your DNA is 80% Snap-on. That's your real father. Oh.
That would be too funny. Yeah, to find out we're actually sponsored by Snap-on as a counter public relations movement kind of thing.
Isn't it already in there? You just
I'm working on it, lady.
Do you know how to work this?
Are you-
Get out of the way. Let me do it.
Backseat driving on me?
So
Good
while
grief,
he's
woman.
pulling this up, Eric joined the den. Thank you very
Woohoo!
much. Bing, 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 bing. Okay, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, a lot. So thank you so much for joining. You were awesome. Matt says $5 super chat. Love the channel, Bear. Got any budget tall workbench tool recommendations?
Budget tall workbench tool.
You know, like the tall workbench seats. You know, like a taller seat, like a stool.
Gotta stop hitting the table. For some reason, the camera's shaking really bad this week. Badly, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
The boy, as far as stools, no, I've not found a good one yet. With my back and stuff, I need back support, but being a bigger guy, they always make the seats too small. I'm actually looking at welding something up myself. There's some good. Northern Tool probably has. It's pretty much standard. It's the standard one you see everywhere, but Northern Tool usually runs a sale on their version of that seat. I think it's like $50 or $45 when it goes on sale. So that's one to keep an eye out for. And they do ship, even if you don't have a Northern Tool near you. They do ship. So keep an eye out for that one.
Mater's Workshop with a $5 super chat. Good evening, Clarice.
Good evening.
I'm
Grace.
giving you the Nobel Prize tonight. Just want to see Jeff do his Hannibal Lecter impression tonight and see you squirm. Okay.
Come closer.
No.
Yep.
No.
I snuck up behind her while she was doing dishes today and did that.
Gosh, it was gross.
I think she hit me with a frying pan. I'm not sure what it was.
Eric with the $4.99 super chat. Can we please see the back of Griffin's shirt? It looked cool. Big cowbell, please. So I'm gonna come here. So 1, 2, 3. Bing, 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 bing.
Stand between us.
If I get the
Nope.
money,
Nope. You don't get any money.
I'm not doing
Nope.
it then.
No.
Come on, Bear.
Show the shirt. So Griffin,
Just show the front
You have
first.
to show the front first, honey. So it's Guide Dog for the Blind. It's a black shirt with white writing, and on the back, I'm reading for those of us that maybe can't see. It is a tie-dye outline of a guide dog in their harness, and it says Guide Dog for the Blind.
I would also like to point out the guide dog is clearly a Labrador.
It is clearly a Labrador. And the shirts are from my mom when she graduated from guide dog school with her.
Someone heard her name. Labrador.
Hi. Her current service dog is named Natsumi, and when she graduated, she sent us all shirts. And so the kids have shirts, and I have shirts, and you have a hat, and Bella has her Labradogness.
Bella's already a guide dog. She guides me through my dark times.
Oh,
That was so sweet.
that's
there.
sweet to say. The other thing is,
Oh my
dude,
gosh.
you're 8. How much dark a time could
Oh my
you
gosh.
have?
Bella, you're crushing
Unless
me.
you mean
Spending
like-
weeks to get handcuffs.
Yeah. Anyway, he wants to be a police officer so badly.
Take her that way.
Fred Hill says, after when my parents separated in 1990, my father and I had a falling out.
Oh.
I took sides, which is wrong to do. And when my dad died, I kicked myself for 2 years for not calling him. Yeah, I know there's all sorts of regrets.
I also think, as a
such.
parent, I think that you should never have to choose. You shouldn't
Yeah.
have to pick sides. They're going to be your parents forever. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Jennifer says, nice little 3 horsepower motor. Thank you. She's talking about the Evinrude.
Thank you.
Has anybody ever seen the Disney animated movie, what is it? The Rescuers.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 mice, and they end up in a swamp, and they got a little boat that's made from a leaf, and there's a dragonfly that powers the boat. Anybody remember what his name is?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Power Stroke says, do you think it matters when you pick a 1/4 inch socket set chrome when you're not really putting a whole lot of torque on it if you're using a 1/4 inch drive, ratchet, and sockets? For light duty work, no, not really. The only thing you're really going to run into if you buy really cheap is the chrome flaking off and then dealing with rust way down the road. But almost everything these days, as long as you buy it from a a company that's been around and is going to be around, then, warranty. They all come with a lifetime warranty. Johnny Rooney says, love the tools and NASCAR. NASCAR these days. Oh my gosh. CNN ran a story. Okay, I'm not.
Nope,
sorry. I keep thinking I'm on the other. Every Monday through Friday in the morning, on our other channel, The Bears Den, we do news, weather, sports, and stock and stuff. Not really sports, but we talk news, we talk weather, we talk stock, we talk a bunch of other stuff. But we sometimes get a little bit into the politics and stuff. So if you want to talk about that kind of stuff, join us Monday through Friday on The Bears Den at from 9:30 till 10:30-ish Eastern time. So let's see here. David says, Harbor Freight has both lift tables on sale, 500 and 1,000 pound. David, thank you so much. That is, if there is one tool I've talked people into buying and they come back later and they're like, dude, this is a miracle tool. Why did I never buy one? You've harped on this for years and I always rolled my eyes and I finally bought one and oh my gosh, how did I live without it? That's the tool every single time. I guarantee if you think I'm just, and I make no money from this. I don't make a cent from Harbor Freight. They don't even do affiliate marketing. I don't make anything from pushing these tools on you. And if you go and you buy one of those, let me know. I want to hear you tell me I bought one and I used it for a week and I think it's terrible and I'm taking it back. Which, to be honest, there are some bad ones. Harbor Freight quality control, not the best. That's the thing you have to do with the old school Harbor Freight tools. You have to buy them, take them home, test them hard for, a week or two. And if they last, then they're going to last. Some of them just weren't built right from the beginning. You got to check it out. You could take it back and swap it out for a good one. Bear One's in the house. How's it going?
Hey, Bear One.
I show up just as Wifey Bear pops out. Anyways, hi Bears. It's been a hot minute since I've been able to catch the stream. We've been missing you, wondering what's going on.
We figured you were just, busy.
And let's see here. Fred Hill says, rats, forgot the ice cream.
What? He's bringing us ice cream.
I think rats got into our ice cream.
Delicious.
Robert Adams says, night all. Got to get the brisket bagged up and in the freezer. Turned out really good for the first one on a pellet grill. Ooh,
thank you for the
sounds
pictures, by the way. I got some awesome pictures.
What are you doing, Griffin?
He's looking at you.
You call me a rat?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I did.
Goofball.
I have a guide dog for a blind shirt. You are not allowed to assault.
Daughter Raw, stop licking me. No, I mean the dog. Learn already my brain tonight.
Yep.
Blind to a man. I see nothing. Michael says, why did you fall off the roof? Because it was there.
Because gravity.
I was shoveling snow off of a flat roof. So it was only one story. And it was on the edge of the roof and I was climbing up and I just stood up and there was ice under the snow. And I slipped and I fell. Sorry about the camera. I did it myself. I fell flat on my back, bruised my tailbone. I think I was 12 or 13 when I did it. Oh, that hurt for about a year.
Just for clarification, 12 or 13-year-olds should not be on roofs. So if you're 12 and 13 and you're watching our show, don't get on a roof. Children, don't get on our roof.
Apparently don't grow up in Iowa either because we did it all the time.
Honey, we're showing a good
Well, my
example.
favorite, well, the benefit was what I got to do was if I shoveled the roof and I shoveled it all off onto one side, I could then jump off the roof into the snow I just shoveled. That was awesome.
Honey, I think you're missing the point of what I just said. It's a public service safety announcement. Don't be on roofs. Thank you. That's all we need. Somebody trying to recreate your childhood.
The Jennifer says, find a quality set of 1/4-inch sockets with flank drive contact. And that's probably important when it comes to 1/4-inch because they're so small. You want to make sure you stay off those corners. So that's not a bad comment right there. She says, I think Tecton has it, Snap-on does, and I believe the Napa brands do too. Do some research. Napa's also really great about warranty returns. When I did my video testing returns of all the retail stores, Napa was by far the easiest to deal with. Jay says, I separated from my ex-wife, and I did a pretty good job raising a 12-year-old boy and 20-year-old lady and a 2-year-old grandson. So I've been dad and mom to my kids. That's awesome. Wilhawk says, badging. We don't need no stinking badging. Bear One says, did you see my new acquisition from Harbor the Freight? Bauer to chop through what it has turned into a jungle overnight, it feels.
I think that you sent that email to me. I don't know if you sent it to him, but
No,
I think that's the one with the cats. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of cats.
I don't remember that video. So you didn't show it to me. Good job.
Okay. Yeah.
Jay
I got
says,
it, though.
have you gotten any tools at a swap meet? Not recently. It's been years. I haven't gone to a lot of swap meets.
I know when I was a kid, my dad used to get them from the Ashby flea market sometimes.
Yeah.
There was some good pickings there.
Let's see here. Michael comments, if you want J&J, that's J and J, to read your text, take the device on the top of the screen, type in @DenaTools. He typed in # DenaTools and it still worked.
Where? Oh, that's cool.
I wonder if anything else works. I wonder if like $ DenaTools works. That would be awesome.
I'll try it.
Donna Ross says, plus banhammer, mute button, all that, and I threatened to burn all things, and yeah, we know. And Blind Toolman says, I see no wrench.
Nice.
James Fair says, have you used any of the small tabletop drill presses? Are any of them worth having? Do they drill straight? I've got the Harbor Freight one, and if you set it up right, and you realize it's a small tabletop drill press, you're not going to do 2 inches of steel. Okay, you might do some thin, some really thin steel with a good bit, taking your time. Aluminum, wood, all that stuff, not a problem. I do it. I've used them all the time. I also have a 17-inch vertical drill press that can chew through that stuff the bigger stuff when I need to. It's the right tool for the job. But it really comes down to, a lot of people don't realize this. They get these things up, they bolt them together, and they think they're good to go.
Oh my gosh.
No, you got to square the table. You got to square the head. And then there's alignments for the quill itself. There's a little bolt on the side that adjusts the tightness, and that changes the deflection and all sorts of stuff. And you got to check the tightness of the motor mount so you're getting the right tension on the quill and everything. You got to tune the whole thing. Let's see what's the next one up for bids here. Harbor of Doom says howdy. And Donna Russ has been at 64 for a few weeks. Only 64 subs. That's terrible. And I think I'm getting close to being caught up.
Do not jinx ourselves.
No,
it's
not
like
that
saying
close.
the quiet word in an ER.
Not close. Not close at all, apparently.
Well, I was going to say people are posting their channel information, and that was at 7:15. It's almost 8, so about 45 minutes behind.
Well, that's because you keep talking. What happened to the garage? Fred says, what happened to the garage floor is it sank. That's a bad thing. New home builders to crab job preparing the ground. That just hopes doesn't sink where the cars are. That's why, see, I told you I don't like new houses. And that's why. They move too fast. They don't take their time anymore. Yeah. Donna Ross says, comes the horns or oscillons or whatever.
Ossicles.
Fred Hill says, bear, no, broomsticks. You're right about that, sir. You are totally right. And Forrest John corrects us about the horns thing, the cones. Ralph says, do you have any experience with the Harbor Freight mini mill machine? No, but man, I wish I did. I've heard good things for hobbyist milling with it, but I have never used it. John Reese says, you need bear attire. Do you have any idea how hot and sweaty I would get?
I already read that one from Blind to a Man.
Jay got my reference. Wile E. Coyote. Super genius. You guys got to go to the community section on the Facebook, on the YouTube channel. There's a picture of a guy whose truck has a huge dent in the back, and it's got a silhouette of, rather than fixing the dent, they made a silhouette of Wile E. Coyote just splattered right on the dent. It's hilarious.
Can you?
You can't help yourself.
Yes, I can. So this is highlighted. Can you scroll down and see the most current thing to see if the dollar sign? No, keep that highlighted so you know where to come back.
Highlighting a larger section.
You don't know what you're doing. You're not the boss of me. Just do what I say. Yeah, so it does. Jennifer White Wolf.
Yep.
I think it did.
You know what it is? It's if you just type the den of tools all together as one word, I think that works also.
Okay, because some other people, when they did hashtag, it was the space den space.
Yeah, because the hashtag worked, but this one, so you notice the @ sign is highlighted on that one, but the dollar sign is not highlighted, but the word the den of tools is highlighted.
And Jennifer did ampersand and the @ symbol.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Scroll back. So you can catch up, honey, because you're so behind.
And this is why we're so far behind.
Because you're behind. You're sitting on your
All
behind.
right. Jason, okay, we talked about... Michael says, ringer voltage across the teeth is clearly not one of life's better experiences. No, it literally sucks. And Dada Ross says, 9:24 check time, no reading this. So it's only half an hour.
Yeah.
Rated R Wood Turning says, what does the perfect day look like to you from breakfast to dinner? What would you do?
I'll be back.
Perfect day for me would be spending it with the family, getting up, having a nice home-cooked meal, sitting around, just spending time, going fishing, taking the kids fishing for the day, maybe going hunting, being out in the sun, having some time to relax, maybe in the evening, slowing things down, probably, cooking some steaks on the grill and having a nice, nice time sitting around, having a couple drinks, spend the evening, with the cubs, putting them to bed, and spend the rest of the evening with the missus. That's my perfect day. Winning the lottery would probably be in there somewhere. Let's see here. Jay says Porter Cable should be in Walmart. Porter Cable used to be in Walmart. They got kicked out to bring in Hart. Fred says, soapbox time. I own broomsticks, but I never want to hurt anyone. But I do have broomsticks in the house. If anyone wants to come in the house to hurt me or my wife, I will use my broomsticks. Well, they're like fire extinguishers. You don't have one because you're hoping you have a fire. You have one in case you have a fire. Let's see here. What's up, Big Bear?
Nothing much.
Uh-huh. Come here. What you doing?
Stealing Griffin's rice noodles.
Of course you are. Michael says, need to go walk Max Pug. Keep it safe. Next week, perhaps, heal well. Have fun. I swallowed wrong on something. Ronald says, off the rails, you mean lost your mind every single day. Terry says, good night, Bears, mods, and everyone. Good night, Terry. Sorry, we probably missed you already. MB says, how's the back feeling? Probably about 70%. I tweaked it, trying to get out of the chair last night. The wife said she'd help me, and I said, oh, no, I don't need it. Forrest John says, Bear, would you say that Hercules and the Bauer lines are two diamonds one can get at Harbor Freight? I love the Hercules tools. I have quite a number of them. I absolutely love them. My only caveat about them is I wish the price was a little bit better or the warranty was a little bit better. Not that you think you need the warranty, but it'd be nice to have that, considering that the price is fairly close to what you get from other tools, and there just is not a line to go with it. There's only a handful of tools, and there needs to be more before someone can really invest in it. Rated R says, chemo is terrible. Do not waste your money. Ryobi feels better and is cheaper. Well, there you have it. Fred says, where else besides China and Taiwan are they making tools? Snap-on has them made in Spain. Some are made in Mexico. India is making tools. There's some from Canada and Brazil. Some are made in Brazil. KDC, has anyone else had a Milwaukee collet break? I have heard of people having that happen. Not a ton, but it's one of those numbers games. There's so many of them out there, you're bound to see a few here and there. Unfortunately, you got to be careful because social media can make it sound, they can amplify the voice of a single person or a couple of people, and it can make it sound like it's a bigger issue than it is. I have seen that happen, not myself, but I've seen it happen to people. But I've not seen it so much that I would be like, that's a systemic problem with the line. On top of that, Milwaukee's got a 5-year warranty, and they do a great job of standing behind it. Mike says, do you have any update on your Cube electric pressure washer from Amazon? Just found that video Friday, and I'm thinking of going to get it, assuming you still like it. It's fabulous. I think the price went up on it, though. The thing with Amazon, prices vary. If it's still in that same kind of price range, it's excellent. It's definitely a consumer-grade pressure washer. I like that it comes with all the tips on it. It's got the little soap basin. You can add the soap to the thing, so you don't have to get an end washer kind of thing. And then it's so compact. And if something's compact, if that's what you're getting it for, that's a great choice. Eric says, I figured out how to join on iOS. I opened up Safari and browsed YouTube, and the join button was there. Interesting. Thank you very much for mentioning that. Crazy says, do those pressure washer hose attachments work? Yes, they do. If anything else, they change the way the nozzle gets used, whether you want a long, thin stream for distance, a fan blade for like carving when you're cleaning, short, concentrated. I use them. Montana Handlebar in the house. Evening all. How you doing, sir? Hope all's going well for you. He's a little further north than us up there, but how's your day going? You guys getting rain today? It's supposed to be, I think it's rain today, clear tomorrow, rain again on Tuesday. John asked, Den Tools, any recommendations for a truck box for the back of my truck? If you're talking about a standard truck box that goes like in a pickup truck, no, I don't really know enough about those. I don't use one myself, so yeah, I can't really. If anybody's got a good recommendation, feel free to chime in. I do know that Lowe's has been having some sales on them, so you might try them. They've been bringing in Craftsman ones, so they've been having some sale on the Cobalt ones. But as far as the quality, I can't really speak about it. Jay says, in the hour, Mr. Bear, have a great evening. Got to get ready for work at 4:15 a.m. Oh my gosh, riding the Scout Indian to work. Well, I'm jealous. That is a beautiful, beautiful bike. I love the look of that thing. Orbital Air says, hey, love the giraffe ears. Thank you. I think I look pretty good. I know you mean the missus. Wohawk says, thanks to our dad, church is the hardware store in our family. Blind Toolman says, bacon porn Sunday made bacon s'mores. Ooh, bacon s'mores. That actually sounds kind of good. I still got to make my bacon jam this week. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Wohawk says, welcome to Lowe's Cathedral and the Menards Tabernacle. Oh, man, I wish they would get a Menards out here. It'd be nice if they had one in Bozeman, but I'd be happy if they just got one in Billings. Steven, speaking of Menards, Steven, why don't you put in a good word for us? Let's get one out in Bozeman or Billings. Anyway, he says, Stumpy Nubs had a wood carving disc on a grinder. Oh, that's right. He had one of those little chainsaw grinder discs. Get some kickback on him and bid him pretty good. Michael says, keep up the data science and real world practicality in your reviews. Thank you very much, sir. It's good to know that some people, still like to know the facts. Fred Hill says, industry-wide on average, the normal is 3% failure rate. And that's interesting to know because that's something you don't know. If you're an industrial buyer or commercial buyer, you need to know what they call like runtime. There's like runtime between failure, which is how long the tool is going to last. You have average failure rate, which is how often X amount of items that come off the assembly line are going to be bad. It's just anytime you're talking about manufacturing, it happens. I once had a $60,000 IBM server delivered dead as a doornail. People were not happy. But I mean, I looked at him, I'm like, it's IBM. Am I supposed to buy something better? And this was a long time ago. So,
Sorry. I'm back.
Eric says, do you have any opinions on all the solvent trap videos? Oh, yeah, I've got lots of opinions on that sort of thing. That's a whole nother discussion, probably for the other channel, but I am pro saving your ears, and I don't think you should have to get a tax stamp to do that, and I think it's ridiculous. Many places in Europe, there, if you own a broomstick like that, you're required to have one. And there's a lot of myth out there about they let you turn into a ninja and all. No. Steven says, by the way, Stumpy Nubs is here in Michigan. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was in New York for some reason. Dave says, Stumpy got bit by a chain carving head, and I think you mean DeResta. Yeah, Jimmy DeResta. That's who I was talking about.
So I'm back.
Jose Perez says, any idea where the DeWalt DSW 779s are sold? They're sold out everywhere. Well, a big sale. They're probably all gone right now. Dude McMahon says, Stumpy Nubs got whacked by an angle grinder with one of those hellish chainsaw carving wheels. That's what we just talked about. Zaffiel says, did Mrs. Bear ever read the Twitter post about Finn's treasure?
Yes. I did.
Yes,
I did. In fact, it sounds like a number of people are suing and freaking out.
Suing?
Because you have to read the Twitter post to make sense.
Tom says, are you going to do any videos on Dremels or rotary tools in general? I am. Soon. I can't really say more than that. Go on.
Echo Belkin with a $10 super chat. It says,
really?
Happy early Father's Day.
Oh,
so
thank
Echo,
you.
it is so great to see you tonight. And I think about you all the time. So I know you are super busy. Anyways, but thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Bing, 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 bing. I think I just said $5. $10. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, I'm binging a lot. Thank you so much, and happy early Father's Day.
Thank you.
DR Falcon with the $2.32 super chat says, take two. Ring that bell. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah, I have problems. What? I couldn't ring the bell for a while.
Fred says, Barry, you've been saying that Harbor Freight wants to go head to head with the likes of Snap-on. They do. They do. They want to show people that you can get, 80, 90% of the quality, sometimes even more than 100% of the quality of Snap-on for 20 to 30% of the price. And I agree that they can. I think manufacturing has caught up to that point. A lot of people think that there's still this super mystery, secret sauce, magical voodoo stuff that comes into making tools these days, hand tools specifically, and there really isn't. And I had a lot of Snap-on fanboys who were like, when Harbor Freight had the recall on the ratchet, so you see, they can't even get a ratchet right. The most important thing is a ratchet in a hand tool line, and Snap-on would never have a problem with that. And I went, oh, look, Snap-on recall. And it was a much worse problem that Snap-on had. And Snap-on had a problem where the nuts, or not the nuts, the screws that hold in the faceplate were going through the back plate and coming out the back of the ratchet. I'm like, because they made the metal so thin. I'm like, how is that not a bigger issue than something that all you have to do is pull it back one step and it unlocks? Let's see here. Brett says, hey family, you're always in my prayers. Thank you, Brett. You are always so kind about that. Gary says, work injury, tripped over safety chain, 6 inches on hand, fractured elbow, not fun driving back from Texas to Wisconsin, shifting a 13-speed in log box. Looked like a 2-year-old. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
They say the log box looked like a 2-year-old filled it out. I can just imagine. That sounds terrible.
I'm hurting on the inside.
Ow. I never got to my DNA thing there. Javier says, when I assembled my U.S. General tool cart, I noticed it's not squared. It doesn't bother me if I don't notice it.
Nice.
There is some work to get those things squared up, if at all. I'm not a big fan of the 5-drawer tool cart. I know a lot of you are. I'm not a huge fan of it. Wohawk says, you were talking about SK tools, and I tried to steer us to a certain item that sends projectiles downrange. Boy, man, I'm talking about regrets, man. I can still, in my mind, I could picture, I was at a broomstick show, and I can picture the table with all these broomsticks in crates laid out, selling for $125 each, and me thinking, why would I want to pay $120? And even back then, that was still cheap for something like that. I'm like, why would I pay for some old Russian blah, 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 and what I wouldn't give for one of those now. Brett Brett says, hope you're doing great. iGauge tools are good for the DIY guy. Brown and Sharp and Fowler are good pro intro tools. And Steve says, as you know, where'd it go? As you know, you all have a place to come relax here in Michigan. We are looking forward to it. As I said, I don't know if we're going to do that long of a road trip, but I'd like to do a decent one.
I'd like to.
Yeah, I'd love to. I wish we could. Zaffa says, are you talking about Northern Tool heavy duty shop chair? It's on sale for $50 right now. Boom! Zaff drops the bomb. That's exactly what we're talking about. Echo says, hello. Hey, Echo. Already said hi before, but hi again. Steven says, bacon. Let's see here. Fred Hill says, I'd say unable to connect to chat. Oh, it's saying unable to connect to chat. So it's working properly, he says.
Nice.
The Blind Tool Man says, Sir Ronnie B. Bacon is guiding eyes. The t-shirt is awesome. Thank you. Jennifer says, making a race car? What sort? Go-kart.
Yes.
The Amateur Anth. No one should be ashamed for your skin color. I'm white, Hispanic, but look white. What we're witnessing is racism from guilty white leftists and cancel culture. Yeah, I've got some friends back in Oakland I know who were born in Mexico, spoke Spanish, but looked white. And people would give them hell all the time. Other Mexicans would give them hell. It's like, dude, you were born in the U.S. Echo says, no one should ever have to pick sides. Unfortunately, it happens. Yep. It does happen here, unfortunately. You're right about that. I wish there was a way I could share this.
Blind Toolman
Maybe we'll figure out later.
$5 super chat.
Oh, there you
says, for a bacon jam video made with Bauer drill /driver. LOL. Bing, ding, bing, 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 bing.
Keep reading.
Well, I'm at a totally different place than you are.
Okay.
Jane's Fair says, at the Den of Tools, please add Milwaukee M12 rotary tool to that video if it isn't already included.
To which video? Oh, the rotary video. Oh, rotary tool. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
I'm looking for at the Den of Tool comments because a lot of people are talking to each other. Sonic says, Jesse, where do you get all of your head accessories? Do you mean my giraffe oscillocones? What are they again? Anyways, it's Daughter of Ra. Daughter of Ra sent me a huge package of them. It has all kinds. It has tigers. It has, I can't think of the other ones right now. Elephants. Has giraffes. Tigers. It has cats. So yes, that's where that comes from. Amazon is the short answer. Echo says we need to have a cars and coffee meetup.
Cars and coffee.
Juan Bravo says, at the Den of Tools, good evening. I think he means considering getting the Milwaukee M12 fuel drill driver with added ratchet. Ratchet is not fuel, but it is a decent price. Or should I just buy the fuel 3/8 ratchet?
I don't think you really need... Whoa, moved the wrong thing there. I'm not sure you really need the fuel 3/8 ratchet there. I think the fuel is kind of... For the ratchet, I think it's a bit overkill. I'm messing everything up here, but...
Montana Handlebars says, at the Den of Tools, scattered rain showers today. That is so true.
What did I just do there?
D. Holmes says, at the Den of Tools, use DeWalt sliding miter saw or new Hercules.
I would get the Hercules. I've used the DeWalt. I love the Hercules. I've had lots of people switch over to it from the DeWalt. I would never go back to the DeWalt.
Jane's Fair says, I really want a battery pressure washer. Are they any good? Have you used any?
A battery pressure washer? I have not used one. Mm-hmm. I can't really speak to those.
Yep. I'm sort of going in reverse order, so don't freak out if you think that I missed your thing. We're just all over the place because we're a hot mess sandwich. Because welcome to Sunday.
Okay, hold on real quick. So this is just what I want to show you. This is my ancestry composition. So as you can see, we've got mostly Northwestern Europe. But we've got British, Irish, French, German,
Scandinavian,
the Ukraine, Eastern Russia, and then Sub-Saharan African, Congolese, Angolian, what's trace history? Southeastern African, And unassigned. Apparently, I've
That's
been
part of your
unassigned.
wombat DNA.
My wombat, broadly European, mostly French, German, British, and Irish, but all of it. I'm a mutt, So.
Okay,
That-
now
that's
you're
what-
going
that's
to have
what you
me
have to
looking
deal with.
mine up to show how different I am.
All right, back to the tool stuff.
Back at the Hall of Justice.
Echo says, no, we should never have to pick sides. Unfortunately, it happens. Zaffa says, and friends, from the sound of things, seems like a lot of people who have parents that never grew up. I'm sorry for that. You know what? And I got it on both sides. It's really sad. But luckily, I've got a great family, and it's family that I chose. I got great friends and who are now considered family. Many people across the United States from lots of different backgrounds and lots of different walks of life, and I love them all dearly. I may disagree with them about a lot of stuff.
I was going to say, he doesn't agree with you all the
Yeah.
time. But he doesn't agree with me all the time.
That's the problem when you're always right. It's a burden.
Lord.
That
It's
I
a
have
problem
to
when you're
carry.
delusional.
Dude, McMahon says, I had plenty of dark times by the time I was 8 years old. You can't even imagine how many Star Wars toys my parents refused to buy for me back then. Dude, my parents wouldn't buy me anything. I think I had a Jawa and a Lando Calrissian, and that was it. My one friend, he had everything. He got the Millennium Falcon. He had all of it. I was so upset. Donna Ross says, just asked Ricky to point at Steve's elbow, and he went to grab Elmo. Close enough.
Hey, I think mine changed.
Yep. Rated R Wood Turning says, I'm psyched to get one of those Husky adjustable height tables for Father's Day. Those look pretty cool. I've talked about those before on the show. I think that's a great tool, actually. Bear One says, yeah, I've been kind of busy, Bear. When not busy, kind of been hibernating. I do have picnic shoestring potato fry chip things. Really tasty. Oh, that sounds good.
Delicious.
David Fry says, the best gift that you can give your children is to show them how much you love their mom. Aww. Or I can give them ice cream.
I'm waiting for a kiss.
I can't twist like that in this chair right now.
Okay, I just looked up my 23andMe. Don't even give me the face. We
I'm
just
trying
went
to
over
catch up.
yours.
I'm
I
trying to
know.
catch up.
Northwestern European. I'm European by 99.4%, so I'm super European. Northwestern European, 97.9. British, Irish, French, German, Scandinavian, broadly Northern, Northwestern European, Southern European. Now I am Western Asian and North African by 0.5%.
There you go.
That didn't used to say that. And I'm unassigned 0.1%.
Sonic says, hey, Jeff, would you ever work with a build house and get a few basic hand tools branded up with the Den of Bears on them? I've thought about it. I've had tool companies reach out to me and ask me about doing that.
Yeah.
And I've said no. And the reason is I feel it would be a conflict of interest for me to sit here and tell you, hey, these other tools are great, but buy my tools. The only way I think I could do something like that is if I found an area of tools where I just don't think there's a great selection out there for that. Like, I still have not found the perfect screwdriver. If I could come out with, I think is the best screwdriver out there, I might design my own screwdriver. But I don't think I would come up with, I would just white box somebody else's tools. There's so many people out there doing that, and our job here is to help you find the best of those. Toolhead's in the house. Hello. Mark B says, hello, and hope everyone is having a good evening. Don't forget to hit the like button. Backwoods Mechanics here. He says, howdy. Bear One says, no email. I was on Discord. Bauer is the only tool talk room. And Brett says, you shouldn't be on the roof when it snowed. And Wohawk says, 5-year-old, I was on the watering shed roof fixing it. Sister saw parents told her, shut up. She laughed the whole time they searched.
Nice.
Oh, come on. Sorry, it jumped on me. There we go. Toolhead says, how was the weather in Montana? It's been beautiful. Probably lowest it's been is in it did snow. But recently it varies between the 50s at night, the 80s in the day. Just been gorgeous. We got some storm showers moving in throughout the week, but it's nice to get the mix. It's been pretty dry this spring. We could use a little bit of rainfall. And then we had the test there from Jennifer Whitewolf. Thank you so much for doing that. And Gary says, I use the lifting table to load and unload pinball games all the time. Only thing is it will freeze up in the winter when negative 20 and not pump up. Well, I can see how that might happen. Wilhawk says, accepted answers to who's the boss are Tiny Danza and Springstein. I don't even know how to pronounce that. And Jennifer says, Dental Tools testing non-just words. Yes, and if you just typed in the Dental Tools, all one word, that worked as well.
$10 super chat from Princess Jamie. Here's barely support. Jesse Dollar. Jesse. I should send you some JoJo bows when I go clothes shopping at Justice or from Claire's. Jeff, it's Jeep weather. Did you get your CJ yet? LOL. Man, he's like stalking the Jeeps like crazy.
I found a CJ6 parked on the side of the street.
He seriously, I think he was thinking about hot wiring it in the car. I was like, I could see his brain going, I could probably do that. So thank you for the super chat and thank you for the JoJo Siwa thoughts. Let me know if you find them. Ooh, I just hit that. Bing, 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 bing. Ooh, Wahawk says you have Ebola.
Yeah. Bear says, also don't know if you saw my ping on the Discord from a while back when you released that drill video. I think it was about the comparison of the price of the Herc and the DeWalt. I don't remember that. I also don't remember what I had for breakfast.
He didn't even know who I am.
Please stop just quoting Tony Stark.
Nice. Toolhead says, a lot of power tool deals at Home Depot. Are you getting any of these buy one, get one free power tool deals? Not right now. We've got plenty of tools right now. We've been buying stuff for the house. I got some other tools coming in for some other sources, but and we just bought the gun safe and some other stuff. So, Wilhawk says, Jeff is coughing. He's got the Ebola.
That's right.
James says, okay, I have to ask, did both of y'all chest tats match? Just knows. No. She's got swallows and I've got the Compass Rose from back when I got more time on the salt water.
I got mine first. He was just copying me.
Anyway, let's see here. Ronald says the best deal on truck boxes so far has been the Tractor Supply, especially the something or other. You know what? I haven't looked at. Truck boxes. Sorry, I was thinking toolboxes. Yeah, truck boxes at Tractor Supply has some great sales. They really do. Montana Handlebar says they had scattered rain showers today.
Yep, I already said that.
And D. Holmes says use DeWalt sliding miter saw or the new Hercules. I said I like the Hercules. James Fair says I really want a battery pressure. Are they any good? I don't know. We talked about that. Princess Jamie says forgot the mean time between failures testing. Yep. Whoops, that went too far. Hope I didn't go past something. Oh, that looks good. Di says, what would you do for a Klondike bar? I just have to go to the freezer.
Ooh, wait, just Klondike bars? That's delicious.
Scorpion Sunday says, hello, Bear family. Cheers. Howdy, Scorpion.
Hey, Scorpion Sunday.
Steve says, good evening, all. Howdy, Steve. Paul St. Marie in the chat. How's it going, Paul? We haven't seen you in a
Paul
bit.
St. Marie.
And what was I just talking? Oh, Paul. I was at an auction, a ranch auction on Saturday. Picked up a whole box full of Proto and Armstrong wrenches. And Bear One says, increase forward magnification power. Nice. Paul says, the Fuel 3/8 ratchet has a really oversized head. As far as I know, anyone has African DNA if you go back far enough. That's probably true. Tony Ringtail in the house. Man, lots of people popping up here. Greetings, Bear family. Hope it was all well in the great cold north. I ordered a DeWalt half-inch impact driver from the Father's Day sale. $139 complete. Hopefully it arrives soon. Love to hear what you say about it. I know Justin Dow is a big fan of those, so I'd love to see your interpretation on it. Gary says, Broomstick Show was in town this weekend. Looked busy, did not make it. It was working basement and truck. Yeah, I can't wait to go to one here. We got to go check one out. Bear One says, what about Den of Tools knives? I'd probably buy some in a heartbeat depending on the price and configuration. Got to be tip up carry for a folder. Yeah, because I like the where do I have one right here? I like the flippers. Those are my those are my favorite. Fred Hill says Monday. I've been retired for 8 years now. I want to have a broomstick with my name on it. There you go.
That's cool.
Novus Nick says, "Hey fam, we are all African. That's where mankind started. We haven't found the garden yet, but that's where it was. Lovely, y'all." And Scorpion says, "I'm 50% plus or minus German. The rest mishmash Western European." Mark says, "Beautiful Montana weather is less than 6 inches of snow."
Yep.
Yeah. The rest of us were having like 70-degree weather a couple weeks ago, right at the beginning of June, and Butte and the surrounding area got hit with 6 to 12 inches of snow. Fred says this week we're going to be in the low to middle 90s. Oh,
that's terrible.
Forest River says, "Hey Bear, do you play games on PC? If so, curious what kind of PC you have." I have the HP Omen. I build all my own. Currently, I'm running on an AMD was 1600. Is that right, Dunk? 1600X. Yeah, 1600X on an Asus ROG board. I have the
AS Rock.
AS ROG. And the
What I heard was wah 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 wah.
all solid state drives. I have the M.2 drive and a Samsung SSD drive. Running 32 gigs of some fairly high speed RAM, but an older 1060 GT graphics card with 6 gigs of RAM.
I have a Chromebook and fingers.
Yeah. Yes, I've been a PC gamer from way back. But the funny thing is, mostly I like turn-based tactical kind of games.
Ow!
Just throw that around. Ow. Fred Hill says Nevada, almost all of Nevada is under a red flag warning for wildfires. That's weird. That's usually California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're right on the border.
Sonic says, "I've been interested in non-lethal rubber things that go in broomsticks. I've been told that it's a bad idea legally. What's your take?" It's a bad idea legally. If you have to fire something, because they're not non-lethal, they're less than lethal. And basically what they're going to say is if someone gets seriously injured or killed, that why were you using those? Obviously, it wasn't a situation where you were fearing for your life. If you have to use something like that, use a taser. Personally, I'm not going to take that gamble. And I'm telling you that as what I was told. I have certification as instructor for personal defense in the home as well as personal defense outside of the home by the NRA, and was a CCW instructor in California for 2 counties. And so that's as I was told, the legal interpretation of case law, that it's for a civilian, it's probably not a good choice. Justin says, "I'll mail you my lockout kit for Jeep." And Jane says, "Not to knock your screwdriver idea, but I have some Vessel brands that they're great. Also, you need to try Craftsman Diamond Tip Extreme Grip Drivers. That being said, Weehaw is my favorite." I like the Weehaw stuff. I really do. I haven't tried the other stuff. Paul St. Marie says, "Screwdrivers, Proto, Duratec, and the Ergo SK ones. AV has some fancy schmancy European wood-handled ones if that tickles your fancy. Filio, maybe. And I've got the ones from IR Hand Tools and Gristle Rand, and they're great. They're perfectly fine. And it's a nice set with the foam liner. I use that set all the time. But it's something about screwdrivers. I'm always looking for one that could just be a little bit better. I don't know why I'm like that with screwdrivers. Bear One says, "My DNA is 34.1% British, Irish, Scottish, 6.7% French, German, 1.1 Italian, and 51.4 Ashkenazi Jew." That's pretty cool. There is Ashkenazi in my family. I know that for some reason it did not show up in my DNA. Mm-hmm. Which is odd because it's on my mother's side. Fred says, "Do you think Hercules will finally be releasing all of their new tools this year?" Maybe. They said this was supposed to be the big year, but we don't know about with setbacks and everything else. Dr. Ross says 10:27 Eastern Time. No reading. 10:27. See, I'm only moments behind. Catching up here shortly. Look at that. look at that. Bear One says, I can grab the Discord post I did about the drills, perhaps email it to you or something, and I could send email to the wife with the Bauer haul I got on Saturday to show you. That would be cool. Fred says, at one time they believe all were lumped together, all continents were lumped together. Yes, continental drift syndrome. Mark Olson, bed knobs and broomsticks. I love that movie. Stop licking me.
Lick him more.
Go lick her. Princess Jamie says, I played Diablo 2 LOD for many years. No time for PC games anymore, unfortunately. Always working, whether career-related or turning a wrench daily like recently. I don't have time for a regular video game kind of thing. What I do is I will carve out a week or two here throughout the year, probably 3 to 4 times a year, where I will get into a game and I'll play it. I played Diablo when it first came out. XCOM is a huge favorite of mine. Civilization. Kerbal Space Program is fabulous.
Prison Architect.
I don't play Prison Architect. He plays Prison Architect. Because he's looking to be the man.
Griffin.
You're looking a bit odd there. A little touched in the head, I'm just going to say.
I think he's getting a little tired.
Fred Hill says, I agree, don't go there, use deadly force. Yeah, basically the idea is use deadly force or don't use any at all.
Right. Yep.
Princess Jamie says, oh, wait, I just read that. No time for peace. Paul says, if you're going to sweep to kill.
Yeah.
Sir, I need to make a shirt that says that. That is awesome. I used to, when I did my classes, I'd always start my class with, hey, we need to set the mindset here. And I'm not trying to be, overly macho about this. but I'm trying to be realistic. And if you are not prepared to understand that you're going to sweep someone's life away, you should not be in this class. And I want you to stop and think about that. And if you are not happy, if you realize, wow, I didn't think about it like that, I should not be here, I will give you a full refund. You don't have to hold up your hand right now because no one wants to be embarrassed. Come to me at lunch break or something, or anytime, or you can come up right now. And I've one time had a gentleman come up and be like, thank you so much for saying that. And a second you said that, I was like, whoa, this is real. This guy's serious. It's really what we're talking about. Yeah. And I'm not ready to go there yet.
And that's okay if you're not, but definitely not the class for you. And I will also say that you also returned their money.
Yes.
You did
Most
not.
of it. Some of it. No, I did. I'm
looking at my husband like I'm going to hurt him.
Mark says, I think some of the Taiwanese tools are outpacing the Germans. Check tools for the values. And Blind Toolman says, I play Blind Man Bluff. Really? You went there. Princess Jamie says, I also broke my 1/4-inch ratchet today. Not happy about that. Ooh. Yikes.
You know what? Nicholas Grant, $4.99. Facebook page saves me a bunch of money. Bing, 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 bing.
Man, there's some fabulous Facebook deals out there. There's one right now. It's going to definitely be a your mileage may vary kind of thing, which means basically it's going to be available some places, but not many places. And this one's going to be a rare one. But there is a Cobalt, I think it's a 16-inch lawnmower. It's a small one. Comes with the battery and charger for $25 if you can find it in your local stores. It's probably not going to show up in the inventory. You have to walk around and hunt for it. Oh my gosh. The battery, the charger costs more than $25. You could turn around and sell the whole thing piecemeal for $200 to $300.
Yep.
Anyway. Forrest John says, I play Game Warfare, but only when I'm not really busy or working. I'm a tech for XDA developers, fixing smartphones and TVs. That's cool. And Donna Ross says, the bells are going into Jell-O and then into cement.
Duncan.
Here, I got to be right back. Why don't you read some comments or play with your horns or whatever, your ossicones.
Sonic says, at the end of tools, Jesse, do you carry a broomstick around with you? Wow, that sounds terribly insulting. When you say it like that. I just want you to know that made Jeff hurt his back laughing. So you get a double gold star for that. I do not, typically. Bear one, I will look for your emails. I'm looking at both different things. I did see that you sent one earlier. Don't know if you sent me a second one, but I will check it out. At the Den of Tools, Japan makes some nice tools. Yep, the Den of Tools. It's time for a freebie. Hit the thumbs up button. So yes, if you hit the like button, it's like free and gluten-free, and there's no animals harmed in the hitting of the like button, unless your cat is on your keyboard. I don't know. What else is going on? Fred Hill, at the Den of Tools, one of my shooting instructors told us, don't go into court and say, I just wanted to hurt them. You shoot them when in fear for my life. Both U.S. Law, SHIELD, and USSCA will say the same. That is true. James is asking if we've tried the Klein screwdriver. I will try to remember to ask Jeff when he comes back. At the Den of Tools, $25 for the Cobalt lawnmower. What? Mark Olson said, what is the best plug-in diagnostic for a modern broomstick? That will be a Jeff question. What else do we have here? Dave says, hey, Bear and Mrs. Bear, I appreciate the input for tools. Tools are the greatest gift and life lesson to give most people. They also have a benefit of heirloom pieces. That is super true. I think that there's definitely something awesome in giving family or friends or kiddos tools and then taking the time to show them how to use it. Or if you really truly don't know how to use it, okay, yeah.
Did you want to explain this to me?
Those came home with our daughter.
There's a giant slice of two giant slices of pizza.
Well, I thought the whole time she was talking that she brought home pizza, and then when I came inside, I was like, alrighty then. So yeah, our daughter brought that back. She is being a mother's helper to a friend of ours, who was doing some work, and so yeah, that's what she came back with.
Okay, this is not gonna be pretty. All right.
Mark Olson said, Princess, I had an influential captain ex-Vietnam who ranted that he had screamed he was gay for 15 years and no one listened. LOL. He was awesome. Alrighty then. So somebody, I'm going to read from the bottom up. So.
Because why not?
Yeah. What is the best plug-in diagnostic for a modern broomstick?
What the heck is a broomstick?
We'll talk later. James Cox said, have you tried the Klein screwdriver?
Klein screwdriver. No, I have not.
Not at the expo thing?
Nope.
Okay.
I've seen them. I've never tried them.
Princess Jamie, you're going to hate me. She says, at the Den of Tools, favorite clothing line, Jesse. Mine is Loft Ann Taylor for professional. I don't really have a clothing line.
Yes, you do. The what should we call it?
Montana Roots?
Yeah.
Yes. That is my clothing line. I get my clothes from Montana Roots, which is a secondhand store.
Or community closet.
Or community closet. Although really, I get
the kids' clothes there.
Yeah. If they don't have them at Montana Roots. So yeah. At the Den of Tools says, shove it in a box and ship it to Ricky. He will love it. I think we're talking about tools is the greatest gift you can get.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the lawnmower. I'm like, that's bold.
Maybe she meant the pizza.
Oh, there you go.
Sonic says, now I'm hungry for pizza. Thanks.
I know. That was exactly what I thought. I was like, oh, pizza sounds good.
Yep. The Backwoods Mechanic, hey, says Zeno Tools, good live stream. Work comes early, gotta go. Everyone hit the like button. Hit the like button. Woo. Princess Jamie, that is true. They make blankets that look like burritos. Scorpion Sunday says, good night, Bear family. Up at 3 a.m.
Oh, good night. I needed that.
Edward says, I see you guys got started without me. Yes.
Yeah, we
yes,
were
did.
waiting.
We were waiting. We called your name and everything, and then we just had to go. At the Den of Tools, do you have a link or a SKU on that lawnmower? Bear One's asking.
I don't.
And I want to say, was it Steven who said something about it? Steven says, at the Den of Tools, $25 for a Cobalt lawnmower.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
With battery and charger.
I'm super bummed because that would be great for the kids, especially because they're going to have to buy it.
That's right. Fred said, funny thing, people, I haven't seen any black bears, but people up north are seeing them all over. I've heard several people commenting that they've seen black bears this summer, or this spring, I guess. But we haven't seen any yet. We haven't also gone out for any of our drives either. We were just getting to the point where we're going to do that, and then I hurt my back, and driving back roads with a back like this is not advisable. Ronald says, have you seen the new Southern thing where they're showing off how to get back to work after but the social justice thing and how to get around? No, I have not seen that. Frank says, my clothing line is Ivan the Tent Maker. And Frank says, I like Duluth Trader. I like Duluth. I like Carhartt. Carhartt's awfully expensive, so I usually try to buy factory seconds from some online places. You know what? Speaking of which, though, Steve, did you just post it?
Yep.
Oh, Steve's a man.
Looks like
Oh,
26.
I'm sorry. It's $26.90. Never mind. Not worth it. But Steve, thank you so much for finding that. I can't believe you were able to pull that up that quickly.
Johnny on the spot.
No doubt. Bear One says, oh yeah, make sure the Mr. knows he has an email waiting for him too.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you.
Yes.
There's an email.
There's an email. Okay.
Yeah. See, I told you.
Have you told them about the mug?
No.
You know, it's
Okay.
8:45.
Wait. Before you tell them that, I want to show them my purchase today.
Oh, I'm sure they're all thrilled to see your purse.
Yeah. Super cool. I got it for $1. You have to see the cool cowgirl on it. Okay, I'm attached to my microphone. Can you see it? She's pretty cool.
You're waving it around. You're making everyone sick trying to look at it.
You know what? You don't have to be a grouch about my purse. I can try to find you one too.
Oh, joy.
Carry on.
No, she's thrilled because she paid $1 for it, and then she went online and found out it's worth $200 to $400. There's
Never
a
heard of it
local
before.
barn that does vintage sale like once or twice a year. It's a huge deal. Basically, they collect stuff over the whole year, and then they have a big blowout sale.
It was super cool.
And the whole town, people from towns, one or two towns over come over for this thing. It was a pretty big deal. And we've gotten our first, the couch behind us, not that over there, that one. We got that one at that sale last year. Or was it the year before? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, giveaway time. Guess what? We're doing a giveaway. I know I never do it, but we're waiting here. It's 8:46, and I figure, all the regulars and such are all hanging out. So what we're doing is we're going to do a Father's Day gift box surprise package giveaway. But the one main item we're going to give with it is this. I'll be honest. It came with the Rigid vacuum cleaner, the shop vac that we did. And it's weird. I don't know why Rigid does this, but they throw all these free things in. It's like the cereal. Like you get the free thing at the bottom of the box of cereal. So we're giving away the Rigid thermal mug thing here. Never used.
I'm sorry. Breaking news. Client Graphics says his store has 26 of those mowers. Immediately run and go get them right now.
Are you serious?
Anyways, sorry to interrupt. Carry on. That's what he says.
Man, I would go buy all of them.
Seriously, Father's Day for the rest of your life is covered.
They're a smaller, so they're going to be for people like in town kind of stuff, for small hedging, kind of mowing and stuff like that. Anyway, so this is a nice thermal mug, very similar to the old Harbor Freight kind of mug. Although it does have a foam bottom on it, so
it's a grippy, non-slip,
Yeah.
whatever.
what does it say on here? It says
It says you're blind. That's what it says.
it does. 20 ounces, BPA free. Made in China.
I'm pretty sure he's making up all of this stuff. I don't think there's anything actually
Hand
there.
wash only. Do not feed the bears. Do not microwave. Anyway, so we're going to send you that along with whatever else we can find to throw in the box. Probably a copy of my book and whatnot. So, to qualify, you either have to be a father or be related to a father.
Oh my gosh.
The table.
He's throwing the giveaways.
It may have one or two slight scratches in it.
No, that just means
character.
it's custom.
It's custom.
It's custom just for you.
Partially scratched by the bear.
Yeah.
And if you're interested, what I need for you to do is send me an email to, and I'll put my email up right now. Send an email to red@denoftools.com. We will be doing a drawing later in the week, announcing who the winner is, and I'll get in contact with you for shipping information and all that stuff.
Do we have a deadline for them? Because otherwise, like it should be submitted by Tuesday.
No, probably by end of day tomorrow,
Okay.
because we want to have time to ship it and hopefully get it to them before Father's Day.
Right.
But that's not guaranteed.
Yes, nothing's guaranteed. It's a giveaway, so nothing's guaranteed. And you have to be in the U.S. I'm sorry. The giveaway is only
Yeah, you have to be
open
in the
to
U.S.
those that are in
because
the U.S.
international shipping is ridiculous.
Groovejet, sorry, I know that means you're out. He says, I know many fathers.
Blind Tool Man says it's blind friendly. Then the mug is mine. Yeah, clearly I.
Wahawk
see what
says
I'm
he
doing.
wants one with BPA and parabens.
Oh.
Yep.
We'll order extra parabens. Dentals is going to be full of bourbon. It will not be, but my glass is.
I know.
See, I can't find my rocks glass, so I had to improvise.
Princess Jamie says, that's pretty. I found a really quality, authentic Louis Vuitton bag in Mongolia for 70% off the price in the U.S. Awesome.
I'd love to go to Mongolia.
Joe Smith, you have been drinking. He says he has twins, but he doesn't know who either of the mothers are. That's nice.
Let's see here. And by the way, and Client Graphics says hi.
Hello, Client Graphics. Hello to Mrs. Client Graphics.
He's been putting out some good videos lately. Be sure to go check out his channel. Hey, Chris, say hi to the wife for us. Any chance you guys are coming out to Montana anytime? I know we don't have much in the way of tool shows out here, but
Yep.
who knows? And are you going to do the National Hardware Show? It got rescheduled, I think, till September. So
This September?
yeah,
Well, we better book your...
it's normally in the spring, but I'm going to be headed back down to Vegas for. I'm going to try to make it to the National Hardware Show, and I'm definitely going to SEMA if they still do SEMA this year. Had so much fun at SEMA last year.
Mark Olson said, raise the value 100%. Us dropping it because it's now
yeah.
unique. It's a one-of-a-kind item.
Yep.
Yep.
Personally mauled by the tool bear himself.
Yep. Yep, just for you. You married it. It's all yours, baby. All yours.
I was at a local bar, the Office, and I was sitting there talking to one of the bartenders, and she's from the Midwest. I'm from the Midwest. I think I told this story last week. I may have. Forgive me for repeating myself. But she was talking about where she went to school, and she asked where I went to school.
Anyway.
And I said I went to college at the University of Cincinnati. And the other bartender, was filling up some stuff behind her. He spins around, he's down on the ground, spins around, he's like, and looks at me like, I'm like, dude, I'm married. And he jumps up, he goes, you went to the University of Cincinnati? I said, yeah, go Bearcats. He's like, Bearcats! And I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, we didn't do that when I went there. Turns out he went to UC also. He's a fellow Bearcat, which is awesome. Really nice guy. Actually, both of them. If you ever get a chance to come to Montana or to Livingston, swing by the Office. Lovely folk, decent food. It's not. It's bar food. It's decent food. Nice atmosphere. They got some slot machines, some other funds and games. I think they got one of those little puck shuffleboard table thingies and whatnot. Anyway, I've definitely got a pool table. I know that much. Anyway, nice place, nice people. It was just really funny because they're both from the Midwest, and she asked me like, "Hey, you ever been to the art museum in Des Moines?" I'm like, "I grew up in Des Moines. Went to the art museum every summer. Took classes there. Anyway, good stuff." BSS Small Engine says, "I saw your go-kart video. I need to get around to watching he said, I saw you had one. I need to get around to watching it. Been busy lately." Not much to say there. We just picked up a super cheap $80 go-kart. We're going to have some fun. We're going to fix it up a little, have some fun with it. The Cubs have been wanting a go-kart. They want to play with something. It's got a nice little motor on it. It's a motor specifically made for, I think it was made for go-karts because I've seen a lot of go-karts for it. Either that or it was off of a tiller, a rotary tiller. Let's see here. Mark says, "My wife wants to move to Montana." We had friends from San Francisco, like people, a good friend of ours who grew up. She's like third, fourth generation. Actually, I think fourth, fifth generation San Franciscoan. Old school San Francisco. Just basically got to the point where she could not take San Francisco anymore. She's like, this town has turned into something that it's not what I grew up with. It's not the same town. These are not the same people. The neighborhood's gone to hell because of all this stuff that's going on. And she's like, "I'm not raising my children here." And they sold their house and moved to Billings. We need to go see them.
Yep.
The Andrew also trying to ruin my Monday video by letting everyone know that SK Tools 30% off entire websites through 6/23. I'm a huge fan of SK, especially at 30% off. Let's see here. Fred says, "Gotta take my meds." You know what, Fred? I'm with you on that. Meds on the way.
I'm starving. I ate dinner. I don't know what the problem is.
Rated R Wood Turning says, "My university was the Bearcats too." Are you joking? Really? Because I got a question for you. What the snot is a Bearcat?
Shh. No one needs to be asking questions.
Let's see here. Mark says Snap-on tool or SK tools are the Snap-on for the masses. Yeah, with all that, we destroy the lives of all our associates and franchisees. That's really my biggest issue with Snap-on is it's a terrible company that does terrible things to the people who work for it. They've destroyed so many people and stolen from them that it is the most un-American company that I can possibly think of. They are the very embodiment of when you watch a movie and they have that cheesy corporate villain guy. Mm-hmm. That's Snap-on. It really is. And 30 minutes on Google and doing a history of lawsuits against Snap-on, and they're mostly from the people who work at Snap-on or were franchisees at Snap-on. And I've talked to so many dealers and their wives and just people. You have no idea how much time I've spent on the phone with people sobbing to me about what Snap-on has done to their family. People, good Americans, veterans, almost to a one. Because they target veterans. Because they sell this personification of by Americans, for Americans. Made in China. Because a lot of their stuff is, most of the stuff they sell, made overseas. Not necessarily most stuff they make, but most stuff they sell.
Rated R Wood Turning said Sam Houston State University Bearcats, and Bearcats are actually a real animal. Extinct now, I believe.
Oh.
There you go. It is getting almost 9 o'clock.
Someone said that Moto is being quiet tonight. I think Moto got left in the truck tonight. Where is Moto? That's not Moto.
Right there underneath your wallet.
Oh, Moto is there. There he is, little bugger.
Daughter of Rod, this is your cue to start blowing up his phone. Oh.
Yeah, Moto got left on snooze. This is why I don't put Moto on snooze. It's because I forget
You put
it.
Moto on snooze last week. Proof that he never
Probably
checks it out.
still is. Da, 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 da. Okay, I gotta give a shout out to the big bear here, Duncan.
Yeah?
Poor Duncan, trying to qualify for his
Civil Air Patrol.
one of his promotions for Civil Air Patrol, doing a PT test, and we had to do of course, because you can't do meetings, we're doing the PT test ourselves. Doing the mile, running the mile, say, nearly killed himself. And he's like, why am I so winded? I can't breathe, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there for a second, and then they hit me. I'm like, oh, because you're a mile above sea level. And which is not where where he normally is, at least.
Yeah.
And he's been here for 3 weeks, and I would not say fully acclimated, especially for running a mile right now. And it was a surprise for him. I said, but hey, by the time you go back home, you're going to be, it's going to be easy mode for you. Let's see here.
Steven says, for a second, I thought Moto was actually listening.
Groove Jet says, apart from cars, does SEMA do a lot of tool stalls? Will Milwaukee be there? Milwaukee was there. DeWalt had the smallest stall I ever saw. But they were there. Tecton is there. They had a huge stall. I don't remember seeing Klein there, but Knipex was there. Gear Wrench was there. Vlamplier was there. Camber Hosfeld was there. Am I pronouncing that right? CH. There's a ton of tool people there. Toolbox USA was there. Homec was there. Snap-on had a huge thing there. Harbor Freight was there. Who else was there? I know I'm forgetting some. I did some walkthroughs. You can go check them out. A metric ton of tools were there.
Princess Jamie is backing you up, Dunk. She said it's like running while breathing out of a straw.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. His face is like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Something's not right.
Yeah. It is almost 9 o'clock, or maybe it is 9 o'clock, and I have to do laundry tonight.
Oh, laundry. Are you going to you got to go to the laundromat. Why do you do the laundromat late at night? You know that makes me so worried. I know it's because there's no one there and you can do everything. Yeah. I'm going to get the 308 out with the heavy barrels, sit up on the hill and do Overwatch.
And I'll be like, honey, that was me.
Well, Hawk says, a bear cat is what happens after a long night of medicating and a bear and a cat.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. You just said that. Yep. Yep.
I'll be helpful.
Yeah, we used to call it coyote dough, the way of the coyote.
Yeah.
Where you chew off your wrist to get away. Donna Raw, I have your number, Jess, not his.
She has yours
Oh,
now.
you have my number. We all know it.
She has it now.
Wait. PT says, UC Evening College 75. My man. Groove Jet says, I can remember going to London in the late 80s. There was a guy with a banner, the end of the world is coming. Is it? Yeah, but not today. What's up, little bear?
Nothing.
Just come and say hi.
Yep.
Say, fight the power.
Saying shine on. Stop whacking the table.
I know, I keep whacking the damn table. We'll fix that for next week. Sorry about the shakiness on the camera. What are you doing? Mater's Workshop says, my Cobalt generator, my Cobalt Gen 1 80 volt mower just died on me Saturday. Do I get the second gen or the Atlas? Well, will the second gen take the battery from the first gen? If so, do that. As far as the choice between the two, I don't know. I haven't done a real price and feature comparison between the two. As far as I understand, they're made by the same company. So at the end of the day, if you can still use the same battery and same charger, I would definitely go with the second gen Cobalt. To be honest, there's only so much that goes on with one of those mowers, electric ones. I gotta think you could tear it down, find a part online, and replace it. But I don't know. It's up to you whether you actually want to do the work. Sonic says, I'm a head out, y'all. Starving. Have a good week. Don't despair with all the fear-mongering and news stuff. Man, I'm just giving up on reading the news. These cities have lost their mind. You know, if they want to defund the cops, go for it. It's your city. I don't live there. You want to burn it to the ground? You do you. Steven says, for a second I thought Moto was actually listening. I think he does, to be honest. Mark also says, CAP rocks. It does. I was talking with some people. Mike, actually. I was talking with Mike. He saw on my that I had a Scoutmaster hat because I was a Scoutmaster. And he's like, that's awesome. I think that's great. I said, well, Mike, I got to be honest. I'm not doing it anymore. Scouts is not what it was when I was little. The kids run crazy. They run rampant. Their parents allow them to do anything. I'm allowed no power to stop them whatsoever. Their parents don't back me up when I'm talking to them. They will momentarily. They're like, okay, you listen to the Scoutmaster. You know, he's going to tell you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, you little bugger. You need to... No. I'm joking when I say that, but there's no, how do I say it?
Discipline.
Yeah. Thank you, Duncan. There's no discipline anymore in scouting. And the parents and just like in school, the discipline comes from the parents standing behind it. If the teachers or the Scoutmaster or whatever authority doesn't have the parents backing it up at home, then there's nothing. And I'm done with scouting and CAP. If you've got kids, raise them as best you can, and then enroll them in CAP or something similar. There's junior Marines. There's all sorts of stuff. But even if they're not going to go into the military, it's a fantastic background and structure. And Cubs need structure. Not only do they need it, they like it. And you'll find that most people do. Most people like to know where the fence posts are. They don't want to be randomly walking around and then get the zap. Be like, oh, I crossed the line. I didn't know where the line was, but I certainly crossed it. I'm very clear with my Cubs. Like, here's where the line is. Don't cross it. And we set fairly wide fence posts in our family, which is you can go all the way over here and you can go all the way here. But when you hit that line, it's a hard line. There's not you can push past it here or you can push past it here. That's the line. Don't go past it. And knowing that allows them to feel more secure. Allows them to go, this is the area in which I can operate. And I can tell you, when I've been an employee, one of the issues I had when I worked for this one company was I was put in charge as a manager. But I was not told at all what my purview was. And I had to make it up for myself as I went along. I was given no budget. Oh, the owner said, just come to me whenever you want to spend some money. It was the most aggravating place I had ever worked. I worked there for 6 months. It was the longest 6 months of my life. Richie says, what brand of bourbon do you prefer? Well, I prefer my own, but that's a lot of work. If I have the money, Woodford's Reserve is what I normally would buy. But for daily drinking and not spending too much, the best bang for the buck bourbon, Wild Turkey. 101. 101 only. Neat, no rocks, no water, just straight.
We have a $2 super chat from Sudafil. What's your favorite cordless 3/8 impact gun?
Favorite? Wow. Milwaukee Fuel. 12 volt. It's right tool for the job. I mean, if you're going to go like run all day in a professional, situation, probably the Makita full size, compact, easy to use, the M12, Prosumer DIY. Probably the Cobalt. Budget Prosumer DIY. Probably the Bauer.
Groomit says, "Don't do it, Mrs. DeBear. It's too late to go to the laundromat. I worry for you. I will be safe, I promise. But I appreciate that you're concerned. But we should wrap it up because it's going to be late.
Mark Smith says, just wanted to say good evening from Des Moines, Iowa. Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines.
That's always going to be hometown for me. I've lived a lot of places, been all over, but I always think of myself as an Iowa boy at heart. Eric says, I'm old and fat, couldn't run a mile if I was being chased by a bear. I can fly the hell out of a plane, though. Good for you, man. I can't do that. The big bear, he can fly. He's pretty good on the stick. He really is. He's flown, what have you flown?
Cessna I've flown
Uh-huh.
172.
Cessna?
Yep.
Cessna 172.
And I think it's a 206.
And I think he says he thinks the other one's a 206. Logan's Creation says, hey, Den of Tools, I've been looking for a small bench grinder for just small things. How is the really little one from Harbor Freight? I do woodworking, mostly won't be used all the time. If you're talking about like the small standard bench grinder, it's not bad. If you're talking about the really little one that has the cable that plugs in the side so you can use it as a rotary tool, no. Everyone I know who's had one of those, it ends up in pieces in the corner. Karen says, Bitternog, neither bear nor cat. Oh, there you go. Client Graphics, Chris says, there was at least 45 plus tool vendors and more at SEMA. Thank you very much, sir, for chiming in with that. Donna Ross says, we'll keep Jessie busy while she does laundry. We will talk smelly stuff.
That's Scentsy.
Okay. Blind Toolman says, shine on. Bear One says, whoa, where'd we go? Why Demolay is holding together as a youth group. Discipline exists. It's still hard still from the parents in those group. Mark says CAP was there for me. CAP for me here was light years ahead of Scouts, though we were ridiculed for doing our drill and ceremony on the public streets in the 70s. Good grief. Paul St. Marie says, once the police pulled back in Seattle, the violence stopped. We had a big problem the first night with looters taking advantage of the protests, but after the first night there. Fred Hill says, CIP is great. They're an outstanding org. Donna Ross says, Jesse has laundry to do and it's getting late. I know, I'm catching up. Fred says, the Explorers were also great. They're not Scouts. No, they're not. Princess Jamie, I know. We're like brother and sister when it comes to Jeeps and to whiskey. Griffin, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, making a ton of noise back there. Montana Humbar says, night all and shine on. Paul Singer, oh, okay. That's the same comment. Did I read that twice? Maybe I did. Joe Smith and Friends says, you heard of talks for new Kudakar? What? No, I haven't. I'm going to have to look into that. Gary says, the bear cub found the driveway alarm at 4 a.m. Saturday. Make it go off till we turn off the lights. We appreciate the 4 a.m. wake up. Steven says, you know what? I want one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer. Anyway, Chris G10 says, you and I have very similar taste in bourbon. I do put rocks literally in mine, though. I have rocks you put in the freezer for putting in your whiskey. You know, I've thought about that. I actually owned a domain called, was it Rock Your Whiskey? And I was going to start selling some, but I decided that I had too much stuff going on. Kudapil says, 12-volt fuel it is. I'm ordering it right now. You can't go wrong with that, man. David Fry says, you hit the nail on the head with the fence posts. Help kids deal with the bigger fence posts when they're older. That's for dang sure. What's up, Big Bear? Mad Bad Bear. Oh, look at this. What is it?
At least open it.
What is it?
It's no, you just open it and then go back to your stream or whatever. Read the name of the academy.
Marine Military Academy. All boys college preparatory boarding school. Is that where you want me to send you?
Yeah, it's $42,000 a year though.
Oh,
well, you
yeah.
should start working
Save
now.
up. I'll get right on that. Fred Hill says, I was stationed in Omaha, Nebraska. We lived right off the river across from Iowa. Were you Air Force? I asked because that's where Offutt Airfield is. And we should go and watch the 747 do touch and goes over there. Let's see here. 182 thumbs up, 6 thumbs down. Well, if that's the way you feel, you do you, right? Anyway, that's it. As DR Falcon says, daylight come and me want to go home. It's that time. We're well past 9. Someone's got to do laundry, and you know what? It's not me, because last time I turned everything blue. Mm-hmm. I think it was blue.
Yep.
I know, because my nice Oxford shirt turned out a lovely kind of Tiffany baby blue. It's fabulous. Anyway, time for us to go. Thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate all of you having here. Don't forget to send me an email if you're interested in winning the rigid mug and Father's Day gift box. So that's red@denoftools.com. No the in there, just red@denoftools.
And you need to submit it by end of day tomorrow.
You submit it by end of day. On your way out, don't forget to hit the like button. We only got 184 likes. That's low, man.
That's that's less than our viewers.
I know. We got 187 concurrent viewers, 184 likes. I hate to be the one that begs for these things, but YouTube really does. They really do judge us by the likes when it comes to this sort of thing. So we'd appreciate it if you could. The good news is it's gluten-free. It's trans fat-free. It might have a calorie or two in it just to add a little sweetness to it. That said, also, if you can, don't forget to adopt a mod on your way out the door. That's all the people there with the Cobalt Blue Ranch. They help keep the chat family friendly. They answer questions that we can't get to. They keep things moving. All in all, they're great, fantastic people. Many, if not most of them, are creators in their own right, and we have been very happy and very successful and very blessed. We recently hit 90,000 subscribers, which just blows me away. On top of that, we've hit 16 million total views. And 4 years ago, I would never have guessed that that was a possibility. And we just like to share the love. So take a moment from your day. Go pick one of your mods, adopt your favorite mod. For whatever reason that floats your boat, go check out their channel. Even if it's Daughter Ra, who has the best non-content, or Princess Jamie with her Jeep stuff, or Joe Smith and Friends for his all his stuff he does. Paul St. Marie, everyone, Client Graphics, got to check him out too. He's got some fabulous hands-on hand tools and such.
Good job, Princess Jamie.
There you go.
Her channel.
Post her channel too, and feel free to post your channel down below. Anyway, check them out and throw them a like as well, and maybe consider subscribing. Who knows? You may find some new great content on the YouTubes. Anyway, until next week.
Hang on. I want to say also thank you again to the 4 new members from tonight.
Oh, yes.
Charles, Power Stroke Jude, Jay, and Eric. Thank you and
so
welcome.
Much. Welcome to being a bear in the den of tools. Anyway, till next week, from all of us to all of you, take care, God bless, and as always, shine on.